season long, you played from behind. You gave up the 80-yard touchdown pass on a tight end drag over the middle. Somebody got caught in the coverage. And look up at the scoreboard, and it's the
Corey Everhart, son of Ron and Marianne Everhart. Tommy Four, son of Tom and Patricia Four. Jim Franks, son of Joan and Ken Franks. Matt Kantosky, son of Kathy and Jim Kantosky. Matt's aunt and uncle Sherry and Harold Hayford are with him tonight as his parents are attending his brother's wedding in Ohio.
Because that's the one where we were really...
It's not a very organized presentation.
The players now like to donate some gifts to the coaches. This one goes to Coach Clauser.
Hurry up.
Okay. Once again, this goes to Coach Clauser. This one goes to Coach Marty Georgiana. This one goes to Coach Wiley. This one goes to Coach Elliott. This one goes to Coach Chip. This one goes to Coach Jeff Lechner. This one goes to Coach Adam Georgiana. This one goes to Mr. Hatch. This one goes to Coach George Lechner. This one goes to Coach Gallagher. This one's for Coach Andrews. This one goes to Father Cross. This is for Coach McDonald. He couldn't be here tonight, but we should all keep in our prayers. This one goes to Tim the trainer. This one goes to the principal of our fine school, Father Leo.
This one goes to head coach Tom Irwin.
That concludes the pregame, and as soon as we clear the field, the band will be coming out. Thank you very much.
How about a big hand for all the seniors and their families? Before the band...
Welcome to Mansion Park and tonight's Bishop Guilfoyle Marauder regular season home finale on WFBG. The BG Marauders going for an 8-0 mark here in the 2002 football season. Tonight, they're going to get a little bit of a test, I believe. The Chestnut Ridge Lions come in here with a 3-4 mark, and that's kind of deceiving. Played Bellwood very, very tough. This is a team that starts a lot of underclassmen. In fact, 4 of their 5 starting linemen are underclassmen. 2 sophomores come out of the backfield. They do have 5 seniors. So they have 5 seniors that start, but it's kind of a mix. And Tony, they're 3-4 on the season, but this is Marty Georgiana and I were talking on the field before the game. He's looking forward to this because this is the kind of test, hopefully, that BG needs at this point in the season. And, you know, I don't know how much of a test you want. You don't want it to get down to the last minute, but if you look back at the entire season so far, the only game they've really been pushed was East Stroudsburg, and they actually were pushed for a half and then pulled away in the second half, but they really have not been tested. Maybe the Bellwood game, the only test they've had into the fourth quarter.
Right, and that's true, Rich. And, you know, it's a kind of game tonight that I think what Coach Georgiana is saying is, you know, that they got to come out. They can't go and take his team lightly. They got to be prepared mentally and focused every single play. And it's going to be a good test because this is what you got to do getting into the playoffs. But this is the kind of team that you become a little leery about because they started out well, they fizzled a little bit, and they lost 2 or 3 in a row. But they have the capability, Rich, to do some things. Their quarterback, Barefoot, I think his name is, he was like leading the area, close to leading the area first 2 or 3 weeks in passing. They had like 400, 400 yards passing. Then it sort of tailed off because they lost some games and everything. So the capability of their athletes is there because they have some good athletes to perform and do some good things. So I think what Guilfoyle has to do tonight, Rich, and what they're looking for is focus, the determination to come out and play aggressively and under control and keep doing what they've been doing all season. That's capitalizing and creating mistakes with their opponents.
Marty and I talked about that on the field and the fact that, you know, they did fall behind last week. But they answered, you and I both said they had to answer the bell. Well, they did, and then it kept ringing to the tune of 44 points. But I think this team, I don't know, you probably get it tonight. If you don't get it tonight, you probably get it next week, a nice test in the last week of the season. And I guess at this point in the season, when you're looking at the playoffs, and I've got the sheet right here, and it's cut and dry. The Marauders can make a serious move, not only into the top 4, but with Bishop Carroll losing last night, they could make a serious move to number 1. Now we're going to take a break as we have our national anthem. We'll be back in a minute here on WFBG.
Oh, man. I can't believe we waited this long to get the old gang back together at our favorite hangout.
Yeah, it's great. Even though it's been a few years, it's like we picked up where we left off.
I'm glad I came. Who's getting late?
I gotta get home. Good idea. Now, hand me your keys.
What? What do you mean? I only had a couple of beers.
Well, it's a couple beers too many. I'm tonight's designated driver.
Ah, come on. I'm fine. Besides, I only live a block away.
Sorry, it doesn't matter. Tell you what, it's a great night. Let's leave your car in the parking lot. We'll walk to your house. We can pick it up in the morning. But no buts. Besides, if something happened to you, we'd never get the whole gang together for another reunion.
Man, you're right. Thanks for setting me straight.
What are friends for?
Hey, friends don't let friends drive drunk. It's okay to go out and have a good time. Just make sure you have a designated driver or take a cab. Drink responsibly. This message is brought to you by Fuller Beverage, your master distributor of Anheuser-Busch. Fuller Beverage, 526 3rd Avenue, Altoona.
End of our national anthem on WFBG. Bishop Guilfoyle and Chestnut Ridge. Last year, the Marauders, I remember, had a little trouble early on with Chestnut Ridge, but pulled away for about a 20-point victory. And a victory tonight would catapult the Marauders right now, as it stands, point-wise. They're tied for 5th, but they didn't play yet. Right. So they will get an opportunity. If they win tonight, they will jump ahead of Windber into third place and only 20 points behind Bishop Carroll. When last week it looked like we weren't going to catch them at all. And Blairsville now sits atop with 1150. The Marauders with a win tonight will go to 1120. They will be in third place ahead of Wimber, and then another win next week would not only guarantee them a home game in the first round, but could possibly put them into the second spot, overtaking Bishop Carroll, and maybe even the first spot if Blairsville happens to lose and play Laurel Valley next week. So 2 wins for the Marauders, probably only going to get them third place, Tony, at worst, if they get the 2 wins.
Yeah, and, again, there's nothing they can do about that except handle what they have in front of them, and that's going out and play the ball game and take them one at a time, Rich, because they have no control over tallying the points and adding the points of what the other teams do. But like you said, there's so many scenarios here for Bishop Guilfoyle that could be very positive. They just go out, play their game, and do the job. And, when you get the number 1 or 2 spot, there really isn't any difference because you're playing home. For Guilfoyle to be all 3 games. All 3 games would be playoffs, providing they would win, and then the championship games here. So, the third game, 1 game would be on the road and 1 game would be home. So, it's not a bad scenario, but you just can't worry about the teams in front of you. Just take care of business at hand tonight and go from there. And we talked about this a lot, Rich. There's a ton of points out there, like you said, to be gathered tonight and next week.
Oh, they are. And right now, BG takes the field and Chestnut Ridge now taking the field. Danny Wilkins, who coached at Altoona for a few years before moving on to the head coaching position at Chestnut Ridge, has done a nice job. As we said, the team is 3-4. And one of those wins, of course, everybody's gotten a win over Johnstown Tech because of the forfeit. So really, they've won 2 games on the field. And he is steadily doing a nice job. He's got, this is according to the roster, a physically big team. But BG has handled that before. The BG has seen just about every type of team this year. They've seen quick and speedy. They've seen big and physical, and they've handled everything. So now you just got to go into the last 2 games doing what they do. But they've broken routine here tonight a little bit, and they come out in different uniforms tonight. I don't want to jinx anybody. I don't want to, throw the hex on them, but they went to the Vegas Gold Pants for the first time this season. And I'm not a superstitious person by nature, but why would you change that now in week number 8?
Again, it could be team choice. Tommy lets a lot up to the seniors and so forth. And because we were talking about that last week, the Purple Pants, and we hadn't seen the Vegas Gold color for a while. But, you just get things in your head, and this is the way 16, 17-year-olds react in situations, and they like to feel good and look good and do that. So, it is a nice-looking uniform set there. But if I'm Chestnut Ridge, I'm happy to be in a situation as I am tonight with Guilfoyle. You're coming in here, you have nothing to lose, everything to gain. You do have the capabilities of making big plays, and you have the capability of running an undefeated season for Bishop Guilfoyle.
Oh, that's just it. The Marauders come in here with the bullseye on their backs. They're still one of 4 single-A teams left that are unbeaten, and the way the schedule plays out, BG has to wait to play on Saturday night. But they do have that, and that's the incentive right there. Not only are you playing BG, you're playing in the world, because then there's nobody else to look down to or up to or whatever. You have control of the whole situation. Right here, you don't have to go very far to see what's going to happen. BG's won the toss, and they will defer, so they will take defense first. I want to tell you that this is WFBG Altoona, and we have now begun a long night of football here on AM 1290. Jamie Riggins is back piloting the ship back at the studio. Jamie doing an exceptional job as always. And Jamie's going to be there to bring you the Notre Dame game right after we're done here tonight. Notre Dame and Air Force. Everybody's been looking forward to that, so it is the marquee game of the day. We'll have it for you right after our game. So Jamie's in for the long haul. Sit back and enjoy it with us here on WFBG Altoona. Chestnut Ridge will receive the opening kick, and now the BG players are going to turn around and face us here in the press box, and they give a salute with their helmets to Johnny McDonald, who is not here with us tonight. That salute with the helmets is for you. Coach McDonald is being acknowledged by the fans, and for Johnny McDonald is home, feeling a little ill, we understand, and Johnny, Tony and I wish you the best. We want you to get back here, but your health is more important, and that's the main thing right now, so we wish you the best, and we hope you're listening, and we'll try to bring you this victory, and sometimes that can be a pretty good medicine in itself.
Yeah, it's an emotional type of medicine, and And I'm sure Coach McDonald, that he is listening, and he knows the kind of effort that his football players are going to put out there tonight. Whether Coach is here or not or anybody, they're just the kind of kids that are going to go out and give you the effort, and Coach McDonald knows that, and the kids know it. And, John, this is Tony, and we're praying for you, and all our prayers go with you, buddy. And like Rich says, we get 140 tonight, you can come back and get the big one next week.
All right, we're lining up for the kickoff. We're just about ready to go. Tommy Ford booted. As we said, BG has donned the Vegas Gold trousers tonight with the purple jerseys and the Vegas Gold helmets. Chestnut Ridge in their road white jerseys with the bright gold pants and the navy blue numerals and trim. Corey Ickes and Fred Halbig back deep to receive Tommy Ford's kick. It is a stiff wind tonight, and it is blowing from south to north, I guess, or east or west to east. And Tommy Ford is kicking right in the back of that wind. So if he gets his leg into this could go probably to Columbia Park over there. All right, second base. It's in the air. We are underway, and it is going into the end zone, and that is Halbig, and he catches it 5 yards deep in the end zone. So Tommy Ford again gives his defense a great starting point, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Brian Barefoot, Tony alluded to him in our pregame talk, 6'1", 200-pound sophomore quarterback for these Chestnut Ridge Lions. In back of him will be Corey Ickes, 5'10", 170-pound senior. Dan Novak, 6', 180-pound sophomore. Sam Stuft, 5'11", 175-pound senior. And Drew Barefoot, the brother of quarterback Brian, comes wide to the near side. And one back, double wing formation. BG puts up a 6-man front to start the game. Barefoot under center. Ickes in motion to the right. Barefoot going to pass. First pass of the night. Swings it on the wing. Ickes in and out of his hands at the 20-yard line. DeStefano and 4 right there on the coverage. No gain. 2nd down and 10. They look like they want to spread the field here early, Tony, and see what kind of a look BG is going to give them on defense.
Well, I think they're taking a page out of BG's book here to where you spread the field and make the team react. But on that play there, Rich, the ball would have bounced a little high in the air. It would have been an interception because Guilfoyle's 2 defenders responded and reacted. They had a great close-down speed to the football.
2nd down and 10. Now they go to a shotgun formation with the double wing, and Barefoot back to pass. This time he has a man at the 30-yard line. That's going to be a 1st down. Out on the wing, I believe that was Novak, and Chestnut Ridge spreading the field left to right, going to get a 1st down at the 31-yard line, or just across the 30. So the BG defenders, the quarterbacks, are giving a lot of room out there. And now it's 2 pass plays, one to the left and one to the right. It's a 1st and 10 for Chestnut Ridge, just underway, 11:49 to go. In the first quarter, no score. Week number 8, BG and Chestnut Ridge from Mansion Park. Coming to the near side is Drew Barefoot. Now we'll have split backs behind Barefoot. That is Ryan Barefoot. 1st and 10, Ickes in motion to the right. And it's going to be the first handoff of the night. Sam Stuft, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there. Or is that Halbig?
I didn't get the number. No,
it is stuffed. And he was stuffed at the line, and they'll give him forward progress. Wow. I didn't think he made it past the 30-yard line.
I agree with you on that one.
Wow.
He was hit very quick.
Well, they gave him progress to the 31. I can't see where that happened, but 2nd down, and we'll call it a long 9.5 as Justin Mock goes wide to the left. Split backs behind Barefoot with a wing to the left. BG now with a 7-man front almost. Ickes in motion. Barefoot back to pass. He's going to be rushed, and he's going to be thrown to the turf, and he completes his pass at the 35-yard line to Dan Novak. And Josh DeStefano right there to put Novak down. And again, the progress mark out to the 36-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rich, this is going to be a big play here for Guilfoyle because Chestnut Ridge is trying to move the football through the air and throwing a running play in here and there. But Guilfoyle's reacted very well so far, and we'll see what happens on his 3rd and 4 here.
Wideouts both ways. Quick snap in the shotgun. Barefoot on the wing, and he's got his man out there on the wing. That's a 1st and 10. Downfield is Kyle Feather. And Chestnut Ridge is spreading the field, and they get a 1st down out to the 43-yard line. So Feather makes the catch on the wing, and they are spreading this Marauder defense from sideline to sideline. 1st and 10. Chestnut Ridge, the ball just beyond the 42-yard line. 10:36 to go in the opening quarter. No score, but Chestnut Ridge starting a methodical drive here.
And Guilfoyle's going to have to play some games here, Rich. They're going to have to put pressure on the quarterback real quick here.
Barefoot wide to the left, 1st and 10. Brian Barefoot under center. Novak goes in motion. They fake it to him. He's going to roll to the right. He steps up, fires. He's going for the home run ball. Tommy Ford is there, and he picks it and drops it. He had it in his hands and dropped it at the 31-yard line as Barefoot tried to wing that baby downfield to Drew Barefoot, to his brother, and Tommy Ford stepped right in there. It was a nice tight spiral, but it just didn't have enough air under it. And Tommy Foyle let one slip through his fingers, 2nd and 10.
Well, on that play there, Rich, that had been a perfectly thrown pass because Guilfoyle had 3 defenders down there around 2 receivers in basically the same area. Chestnut Ridge was fortunate that play.
Mock and Novak come wide to the near side. Now it's twins both ways. One setback, and it's going to be a quick handoff to Stuff up the middle. He breaks a tackle across the 45 and out to the 47-yard line. He's brought down there by Chris Mathis. So Danny Wilkins has put out his game plan here early. He's put all the cards on the table. He's going to try some trickery, and he's going to spread the field from sideline to sideline and see how quick BG is to the ball.
Well, I mean, I think he knows how quick they are, Rich. I think he just wants to find out. Are they able to regroup and deal with a quick start here, something they haven't seen in a long time?
Wow, again, wide set both ways, double wing, double splits. 3rd down, Barefoot back to pass. He's got all night to throw. He steps up, fires. He's got a man, 45-yard line. That's Mock. 1st down to the BG 38-yard line. Justin Mock right down the field in a 1st down, and getting up limping is Mark Paul for the Marauders. But Chestnut Ridge methodically going down the field, and Penns Valley, Machinan Valley scouts are here, and they are getting an eyeful right now as BG is being spread sideline to sideline, and Coach Marty Georgiana is going to call a timeout because he does not like what he sees at all. First point of emphasis should be got to get some pressure on the passer because Barefoot is having just all kinds of time to throw.
Right, well, exactly, Rich. Number 1, you got to put pressure on the passer, as you said. Number 2, the defensive backs, the cornerbacks for Bishop Guilfoyle cannot give that cushion because all that's happening here is the wideouts are driving the defensive backs, off the ball, and then they're just stopping and looking into a seam zone. But what Guilfoyle has to do is they have to come up and bump these guys coming off the line of scrimmage because you're playing zone in the back, and the pass they completed for the 1st down, Sprouse got turned around because he backpedaled, then came up, and then had to backpedal again. So I think they got to come up a little closer, get some contact in there, and then react to the ball because they're playing 2-man coverage, and it's a zone coverage, 2-man deep zone in the back, and he has that help back there. But you're right, Rich. Chestnut Ridge is trying quick count, spreading the field, throwing a running play here and there to keep Guilfoyle honest. But I think Coach Georgiana might have to start playing some stunts here, sending Georgiana or the Stefano.
1st and 10, Chestnut Ridge at the BG 38-yard line. Lions on the move, the first drive of the night, 9:47 left 1st quarter. Twins left, wing to the right. Barefoot in a shotgun. Snap, steps back. BG does fire up this time. They're going to get Barefoot in the backfield. He's going to go down at the 46-yard line. Gets away, and then motors up to the 44-yard line. They had him back at the 46, but he got out of the grasp of a couple of them. Shane McConnell was in there along with Dent and Paul and Sean Joyce and Mathis, and everybody was in there, and he managed to get back a couple of yards that he lost, but he still lost a big chunk. Called out about 15. It'll be 2nd and 15 from the 43-yard line.
That was a better job of pressure being put on a quarterback, Rich. There were 3 or 4 purple jerseys in there, and they made him scramble, and that's what they have to make this quarterback do, move out of the pocket.
Barefoot wide left, Mock wide right, shotgun formation, double wing, 4-man front now for the Marauders, 2nd and 15. Back to pass, Barefoot lobs it on the wing, and it's going to be, Mathis had it and dropped it, and he had himself a touchdown at the 50-yard line. Chris Mathis went up with one hand and couldn't bring it in, and he had nothing but artificial turf in front of him, and again, BG lets one slip through its fingers. This one was a little more difficult than Tommy Ford's.
Right, and Rich, I don't know if you noticed the last 2 defensive plays, Guilfoyle has come up closer on receivers. They're checking them on the line of scrimmage, and they sent Georgiana that time. The quarterback had to get rid of the ball faster than he wanted to.
Feather and Ickes go wide to the left, Twins to the right, Mock and Novak 3rd down. Single back in the backfield is Stuff. Barefoot gets the shotgun snap, back to pass, rolls, steps up, he's going to run, 45, and he's hit at the 43-yard line and brought down on the open field, tackle by Mark Paul, and that's going to send in the punting unit for Chestnut Ridge. So BG, boy, Tony, what a difference the timeout makes. After the timeout, Marauders finally get some pressure on Barefoot. He doesn't have all night to throw. As a result, they lose 5 yards total. They got to punt the football.
Yeah, sometimes on the timeout, it's just a matter of 1 or 2 words that get you fired up, and you get in there and just do the job. I mean, pressure is all they need to do. I'm sure that's what Coach said. We have to put pressure on the QB.
8:22 left in the first quarter. Brian Barefoot will be the punter. Now, being the quarterback, you always got to be leery of that. It's an end-over-end kick. It's going to hit, go to the 10, go to the 5. Sharbaugh's going to let it bounce, and it's going to be down at the 5-yard line. So Troy Sharbaugh got caught in no man's land, and he did the only thing he could do. And BG now going to start in a hole. 1st and 10 at its own 5-yard line with 8:10 to go first quarter. Marauders get their first crack on offense. No score from Mansion Park.
Yeah, Rich, the last couple plays, we saw the Guilfoyle defense that we were accustomed to seeing. And I think what happens there is Guilfoyle just had to get a feel of what was happening. Then once they did, without being burnt or hurt, they could make the adjustment, and they did. And as you saw, it ended up being a punting situation for Chestnut Ridge.
Sean Pacifico leads the Marauders out. Eye in the backfield, wide outs either way for the Marauders. 1st and 10, Georgiana, the eye in the backfield. Fake pass, or fake handoff to DeStefano out on the flat, gets it at the 10, stumbles to the 12, to the 13-yard line. Josh DeStefano will pick up 8 big yards, and he is brought down out on the flat by number 44, Lemmy Bowser. Gain of 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2, so the Marauders don't waste any time in going right to the air to try to get out of this hole.
Nice play-action pass. I'm sure Chestnut Ridge was looking for a run to get him out of the deep part, and they come out play-action. Nice little safe pass, and 1st down there. Close to 1st down.
Craig and 4 wide right, eye in the backfield, 5-man, now 6-man front. Looks like a 5-4 front for Chestnut Ridge. Just Georgiana, the handoff in the backfield, nothing. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. And downfield making the tackle, Jim Grassi from his defensive tackle position. No gain for the Marauders. 3rd down and 2. Ball at the 13-yard line. 7:20 left in the first quarter. No score. And so far, Chestnut Ridge has had the better of the play.
And what Chestnut Ridge is doing, Rich, they're playing a 5-4. Sometimes they could jump into a 6, but they're plugging the gaps with the linebacker, and they're creating a tough blocking situation on the lineman. And on that kind of defense, the backs need to get outside a little quicker.
Now they go to a 4-3 look. 3rd down and 2. Eye in the backfield, wing and slot to the right. Handoff is to Georgiana, and he's hit in the backfield and brought down for a loss back at the 11-yard line to make it to Stefano. And knifing through there was number 21, Drew Barefoot, and so BG 3 and out on its first possession, and Marty Georgiana wanted this kind of game. Well, he's got it, and I don't think he likes what he sees so far.
Well, like I said, Chestnut Ridge is fired up. They move the ball on offense, they come in 3 in, 3 out on defense, and it's the kind of thing that you want your team to get ready for.
Tyler Owings and Fred Hallbig back deep to receive Tommy Ford's punt. End-over-end kick. Going to go out to the 45-yard line. That is Hallbig. 40, 35. Almost broken into the open and all the way down to the BG 32-yard line. Mike Bender downfield along with Andy Guilfoyle to make the stop. But Chestnut Ridge in prime real estate at the BG 33-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Lions with 6:16 to go first quarter. No score, but a little bit of an uneasy feeling over here on the home side for the Marauders.
Yeah, it's the first time, Rich, all year the Guilfoyles really had to defend early in the first quarter, the short field here, and they're, like you said, they're being put to a test here.
Wideouts both ways, double wing, one setback is stuffed, Barefoot in a shotgun. 4-man front for the Marauders. They go back to pass again. Pump fakes, going down the sideline, throws a nice ball into the end zone, and it's going to be well over the head of the intended receiver, Barefoot, and he pushed Troy Sharbaugh out of the way, but the ball was well over both players' heads. No gain, an incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10, back to the 33-yard line.
Rich, as I'm watching this offense here for Chestnut Ridge, they're usually sending out 2 receivers, and to spread the field out, you can't just send out 2 or 3 receivers. You got to end up sending 2 wideouts and a back out of the backfield and a tight end or something. We'll see what happens here now. They have 4 wideouts here.
4 wides and 1 setback is stuffed, and they're going to hand it to Stuffed, and he's got some room across the left side. 30 down to the 29-yard line. Shane McConnell down on the tackle for the Marauders. Gain of about 4. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for Chestnut Ridge with 5:55 left in the first quarter. No score from Mansion Park.
Yeah, and I'm a little surprised, Rich, when Chestnut Ridge goes into their spread offense, or their 2 wideouts on each side, that they run the ball. And I think what they're trying to do is catch Guilfoyle in an awkward situation. But Guilfoyle responds well to the football, and that's going to be a tough job to do for them.
Now it's trips to the right, so they're just sending every formation in the book at BG right now. 3rd down and a long 6. Back to passes Barefoot, rolls to the right. Going to step up, and he fires on the flat, and it's knocked away by Josh DeStefano as he sends Novak into the BG bench at the 30-yard line. Now it's 4th down and 6, and Danny Wilkins obviously in 4-down territory. You probably go for it here. You go for the first down. You can't punt the ball. You're just too close and probably too far away for a field goal attempt.
Yeah, and that last play, Rich, Chestnut Ridge came out and they flooded the zone in the same area. They had 3 receivers, but Guilfoyle had 4 defenders out there. So we'll see what they come out with on a 4th and 6 play here.
4th and 6, Chestnut Ridge at the BG 29-yard line. Now they have 1 wide out on a wing, both wings, and now Ickes comes in motion to the right side. Barefoot shotgun formation, gets the snap, back to pass, fires it on the flat, and it's going to be caught by but dropped right at the 29-yard line. Troy Sharbaugh with the big hit on Corey Ickes. No gain, and it'll be BG ball, 1st and 10. Actually, they'll give him a gain to the 28. 1st and 10, so the Marauder defense that time a lot better.
Well, I like Chestnut Ridge's game plan, but I think you got to extend the field a little bit more. They're throwing 2- and 3-yard pass, and Guilfoyle's just too quick coming up from the cornerback and outside linebacker position. Number 10, he turned around and had the ball. Ickes, and next thing you knew, there were 2 purple jerseys hitting him before his feet hit the ground. So, right idea. I think maybe just a few more play calling situations here.
1st and 10, BG, 28-yard line, 5:22 left first quarter, no score. Eye in the backfield. Georgiana, the eye, gets the handoff. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, nothing doing. And again, Chestnut Ridge getting great penetration. Jason Fulton leads the charge on the tackle, no gain, 2nd down and 10. So the Marauders finding the sledding a little bit tougher. Actually, again, the gain of 1 to the 29. This is very reminiscent of the East Stroudsburg game several weeks ago where the Marauders simply could get nothing up front early on.
Well, Chestnut Ridge played a 4-3, and they plugged the gaps, and they're coming off the ball. Right now, they're beating Guilfoyle's offensive line.
As I said, this is a physically bigger team than BG, and so was Stroudsburg, and the Marauders had a lot of difficulty that day. Pitch out is to DeStefano. He's hit out on the Howie, held onto the football, but Novak hit him at the 26-yard line just as he caught that pitch. Nobody picked up Novak, and Chestnut Ridge right now has this crowd on its ear.
Well, over here, Rich, they brought the cornerback up, and they blitzed him to the outside. I think what you got to do here is you have to put some deception into some of these plays because Chestnut Ridge is just coming, and you do that by a quick opener, a draw, or a screen, or something to slow them down.
3rd down and almost a dozen for BG back at the 26-yard line. So the Marauder offense come out struggling here in the first quarter. Pacifico double fake, back to pass, steps up into the heat. Going to be a hold. Sharbaugh, 50-yard line, but they're going to bring it back. It's going to be a holding call on the Marauders, and that's going to nullify a 1st down. So BG's going to get penalized all the way back to the 11-yard line.
Yeah, it was a nice play call, a nice route run, but Chestnut Ridge came, they got in there quick, and Guilfoyle offensive lineman just put a little grab on a jersey and held him. But there's a situation if Pacifico gets time, Rich. They're playing so many men close to the box up to the line of scrimmage, 7, 8, 9. It's a one-on-one defensive in the secondary, and I don't think, unless they prove me wrong, that they can cover Guilfoyle's receivers one-on-one.
Well, the 10-yard penalty, in essence, is going to be about a 40-yard penalty. BG had the ball in midfield. Now it's all the way back at the 11-yard line, and they've got to go to the 38 for a 1st and 10. It is 3rd and 27 for the Marauders with 4 minutes to go first quarter, so it has been a first quarter struggle here for the Marauders. Now they're just going to try to get out of the hole. I don't even think you try for the 1st down at this point. Trips left. DeStefano, the lone setback. Pacifico back to pass. Steps up. He's got time. Nope. He's hit. Gets away. He gets up to the 8-yard line. Fires it on the flat, and he's got his man. Is that Sharbaugh? At the 30-yard line, right in front of the BG bench. That was Tommy Four. But Pacifico, for getting out of trouble, got him back to the 30-yard line. After they'll put it at the 30. So it'll be 4th down and 8, and the Marauders will have to give it up again. But Tony, 6 plays and out for BG, and not the way you want to start this thing tonight.
Well, they sort of hurt themselves from that, but Sean did a nice job in that play, getting away and getting the ball out to give more room for the punter here, Rich.
Albig will go back, the lone back now this time, to receive the kick of Tommy Four. Good snap. Four steps up, boots it. High kick, but rather short. Going to hit at the 45-yard line and take a Chestnut Ridge bounce. Now it goes back the other way, and Georgiana pounces on it at the 46-yard line. So not a good kick by Tommy Four at all. A 24-yard kick. And Chestnut Ridge again in excellent real estate at their own 46-yard line with 3 minutes to go first quarter. No score here at Mansion Park. So Chestnut Ridge definitely has come to play.
Yeah, and like I said, Rich, it's the kind of game that if you're Chestnut Ridge, you want to come into this atmosphere because everything's in your favor. And, and so far they've played well.
4 wideouts again. 2 either way. Lone setback is stuck for Barefoot. They're just going to air it out here. They're not even thinking about a running game. Now they do. They fake it to Stuff, and Barefoot keeps it 45-50 into BG territory. Slips and falls at the 48-yard line. Sprouse is there to make the tackle. Mike Sprouse, but not before. Barefoot tucked it in, and gained himself 6 yards to the 48. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for Chestnut Ridge, and they are throwing the entire arsenal right now at the Guilfoyle defense.
Yeah, and it's a good and bad situation. It's good that they're doing some things different and make Guilfoyle work, but if they don't get any positive things happening out of this, Rich, it's going to be different in the long stretch.
2nd down, shotgun formation. Now this time they do give it to Stuff. He gets across the line of scrimmage and down to the 47-yard line. Shane McConnell and Corey Eberhardt make the tackle for BG. Gain of about 2. It'll be 3rd and 2 for Chestnut Ridge into Guilfoyle territory at the 46-yard line. 2:09 to go. First quarter, no score.
And, Rich, if they're going to make this passing scheme they have set up work well, they're going to have to run the ball with more efficiency. They can't just keep getting 2 and 3 yards here because it's not enough.
Barefoot wide to the left. Novak is a wing to the right. Split backs to the left of Brian Barefoot. 3rd down and 2. Marauders stacking the line of scrimmage. In motion goes Novak to the left. Going to fake a handoff. Barefoot rolls. He's going to step up. He's going to be hit, and he is hit, and he throws it away. Actually didn't throw it away. He was hit as he threw the ball, and it fell forward. Mark Paul, who was limping very noticeably, got in there to make that almost sack, but he forces Barefoot to throw it while he's going down, and it falls incomplete. And for the 2nd time, Chestnut Ridge will turn it over.
Nice job by Mark, Rich. He got in there. He got the angle on the quarterback, and the quarterback's right-handed, and he's sprinting out left, so it's a tough throw.
1:40 to go, first quarter. Sharbaugh and Ford go back around their 15-yard line. Again, Barefoot the quarterback, so you've got to pay attention to him every time he lines up to punt. He does step away to boot a nice high kick. Sharbaugh is going to field it at about the 13-yard line, gets up to the 15, looks for room, 20-yard line, brought down at the 21. Nice downfield tackle by Justin Mock, and BG will start it at their own 22-yard line. 1st and 10 with 1:29 left in the opening quarter. No score for Mansion Park. Let's see if this Marauder offense can get out of the glue here.
And Guilfoyle is going to have to come up with some kind of a solution here, Rich, to get Chestnut Ridge out of that 7-8 man front on defense there. And, they're just going to have to maybe open it up a little bit more themselves with some screens or tight end over the middle. Something.
You're one of your favorites, a tight end over the middle. Every time you've called it, it's worked. One back. Twin receivers right. Pacifico, quick drop, fires it on the flat. Got his man 4. Sliding catch, 31-yard line. Tommy Ford with a 9-yard pickup right there. On the stop was Drew Barefoot. Actually, 4 made the tackle himself. Gets across the 30 to about the 31. 2nd down and a long 1 for BG.
And you know what? The key here, Rich, is just what happened. You have to get yourself in a very good 2nd down situation. You have to get into where you can predict the 2nd down call, not letting the defense predict what's going to happen. And we're on 2nd and 1 here for Guilfoyle.
Georgiani and Craig wide left, 4 wide right. To Stefano, the 1 setback for Pacifico. 2nd down. Sean quick drop. Fires it on the right flat. He's got 4, and he gets out to the 34-yard line. That'll be a 1st and 10. So the Marauders now decide to spread it sideline to sideline, making the tackle. Lemmy Bowser, 1st and 10 BG at the 34-yard line. 48 seconds left opening quarter.
It's been a long time, Rich. 48 seconds till their first down in the football game.
Yeah.
The other one was called back because of a holding penalty. So, but Guilfoyle's loosening some things up here, and what you want to do is loosen that middle up, and that's when things will start clicking.
Twins left, singles wide out to the right. DeStefano the 1 setback. 4-man front, 4-3 now for Chestnut Ridge. 1st and 10. Dent pulls out quickly. DeStefano hit and dumped in the backfield, tried to get around him. Justin Mock then says something to DeStefano after he puts him down for a loss of 2 back at the 32, and BG just can't get untracked on the ground. And again, knifing through there was Mock, and he put him down virtually untouched. Anthony Dent did a great job getting out, leading the way around the end, but he left a big hole, and that's where Mock came knifing through and nailed DeStefano for the loss.
Well, what you can see here is the over pursuit, and Guilfoyle's backs are going to have to read it and cut back.
2nd and 12 at the 32-yard line. Last play of the first quarter. Pacifico back to pass, steps up, fires. He's got Mathis, 40-yard line, 45, 50, into Chestnut Ridge territory at the 48-yard line, and that's how we end the first quarter. No score for Mansion Park. Back in a minute on WFPG.
Representative Rick Geis salutes all area sports teams as they face the challenges of the fall season. High school sports are an integral part of the student's experience. Through sports, players learn discipline, teamwork, and the reward of personal satisfaction for a job well done. High school teams teams in the area, Rick Geist salutes you. Give it your best, and you'll all be winners. Feel free to stop by at the corner of 8th Avenue and 12th Street, Altoona, to expedite service for car registrations and driver's licenses. Make us proud. A message from Representative Rick Geist, your man in Harrisburg.
Want to hook up with a great deal on the Yamaha ATV? For a limited time, your local Yamaha dealer is offering 2 incredible deals. Buy any select Yamaha ATV and get a $400 Warren winter plow for just $69.95. Plus, get 0% financing with no money down and no payments for 6 months. Visit your local Yamaha dealer today and hook up with the Yamaha Warren Winch plus 0% financing event. See Keystone Yamaha, Route 220, Duncansville, on winter plow for install 3102 financing offer install 3102 with approved credit via Yamaha credit card. See store for details.
Second quarter from Mansion Park, no score. Bishop Guilfoyle and Chestnut Ridge, and clearly Chestnut Ridge dominating the first quarter, and we haven't said that about any opponent of BG this year, with the exception of maybe East Stroudsburg. And before we go any further, I want to clarify the Barefoot boys are cousins. I've just been informed of that, so you folks over there, if you're listening on the other side, I apologize. I assumed, okay? But what do they teach you? Never assume.
That's right. From a teacher to a student, don't assume. We'll put it on a blackboard and you figure it out.
First and 10, Marauders, Chestnut Ridge, 48-yard line. First time BG has been across midfield for this game. Twins to the right. Handoff on a reverse is to Georgiana. He's hit at the 50-yard line and dropped there. In fact, back at the 49, and the Marauders cannot run. Knifing through, making the tackle. Look like number 68 out there, Eric Way. And it's going to be a loss of about 3. Back to the 49, second down and 13. And BG, 3-4 times now, Tony, they've tried to run the ball, and they have been totally unsuccessful.
Well, and the way I'm seeing it from up here, Rich, they're, like I said, they're putting 7, 8 men up in the box, and they're forcing everything to the outside. You got to come back inside where you give your offensive line one-on-one blocking scheme.
Second and 13, back into BG territory they go at the 49-yard line. Twins left, 4 wide to the right, 1 setback. DeStefano steps up, and Pacifico, that's going to be a fumble. It's going to be picked up by Ford at the 42-yard line. Tommy Ford at the 50, 45, and he's brought down at the 43. Pacifico got hit just as he turned, and he was facing the scoreboard, and the ball came out, and it was a fumble, which was a correct call. Tommy Ford alertly got back, picked it up, and actually got a good gain down to the Chestnut Ridge 42-yard line. That's a 9-yard gain. What looked like disaster. Third down and 4 for the Marauders.
And right there, Rich, is what you can't teach in an athlete. Instinct and the intellectual part that he just reacted to the situation, turned a trouble play into a big play.
4 now goes wide to the left, split backs to the left of Pacifico. 4-man front. Pacifico back to pass. Sean has been harassed tonight. Steps up, fires it across the middle. Got his man Sharbaugh. 30-yard line, first down Marauders. And again, Justin Mock with a shove after the play. This Mock kid, somebody better keep an eye on him. He's been taunting, and now he's pushing after the play. That's the second time he's done it tonight.
Yeah, Rich, I don't think it's an intentional type of thing.
I think it is.
Well, I think he just feels that they're doing something nobody's been able to do against Guilfoyle. But, don't wish for something, because you may get what you're wishing for, and it may not be very good here.
The old adage, first and 10 Marauders, Chestnut Ridge 30-yard line. Pacifico drops back, rolls to the right, pump fakes, fires down the sideline. He's going for Craig, going to be intercepted at the 8-yard line. And downfield is Mike Shade. Pacifico's pass, a little too much air underneath it. It was 1-on-2 coverage, and nobody bit on the fake. Pat Craig was left down there basically out to dry, and the ball was thrown into double coverage, and it was picked off by Shade, so Chestnut Ridge gets the equivalent of a punt down at its own 7-yard line, make it 8-yard line, first and 10.
Yeah, that was a good side of it. It's almost as equal to a punt. The bad side is the ball was placed, in the middle of the field against the 2-man zone, and there was just no hope or prayer for that ball to be caught by the Bishop Guilfoyle receiver. So, a mistake, but it's not really costly, Rich, here. It's because they're down in their own territory, Chestnut Ridge.
Oh, it is costly in a way. They finally started them on a drive. First and 10, Hickerson motion to the right. Going to pitch it back to Novak on the wing. He is hit behind the line of scrimmage, and is he buried. And the Marauder defense finally showing some flares out of those nostrils. It was Sprouse and Sean Joyce getting back there to level Novak back at the 6-yard line.
Well, see, this is it, Rich. There's so many obstacles that BG can come at you, offensively and defensively. And they know, those guys out there in defense know they're not executing on offense. So what they got to do is do something on defense to get things moving here.
Second down, and we'll call it 11 from the 7-yard line. No score. Ickes in motion to the right, barefoot, pitches back to Ickes. He cuts up the middle, hit behind the line of scrimmage. Georgiana right there to put him down along with several of his teammates against Sean Joyce. In on the tackle, and you can see now the Marauder defense finally, emotionally, is fired up at this point.
You know, you can do a lot of things while the Giant's sleeping, but when he starts waking up, you better be prepared to do, the things you're doing a lot better. And like you said, Rich, you felt that they were like trying to instigate and intimidate. Sometimes that comes back to haunt you, and then BG's reacting on play and not words.
Third down and a dozen from the 5-yard line. Barefoot, shotgun formation. Marauders send 5 men. Barefoot back to pass, fires it on the flat, and it is going to be almost intercepted. Georgiana will make it Sharbaugh, and DeStefano on the coverage. The pass was intended for Drew Barefoot, and again, that pass was thrown into double coverage. And again, it was a pump fake. Nobody bid on the fake. And now, Tony, I'll tell you what, 5-yard line, if I'm BG, you got to put 11 guys up there, not even worry about returning, because you're going to get decent field here, at least at the 50-yard line, but they've got 2 back. But I'd send 9 guys, because you're certainly not going to pull a fake this deep in your own territory.
And I agree with you. Now's the time you want to do it, because there's less real estate to move back there.
Barefoot calls for the quick count, and it's going to be another high carry. You got a good leg. 40-yard line, Sharbaugh gets up to the 35, gets a block. 30-yard line, that's where the Marauders start again at the Chestnut Ridge 30-yard line. So we played basically the entire game on the south half of the field here, and BG with a 1st and 10 at the Chestnut Ridge 30-yard line. Exactly 8.5 minutes to go in the first half. No score from Mansion Park. Rich DeLeo and Tony Vapor bringing you week number 8. Next week, on the road, Friday night, Penns Valley, the regular season finale. Oh, what a huge game that is now.
Yeah, definitely.
But Marauders got to get this one first. Twins to the left, 4 to the right. DeStefano, the lone setback, 1st and 10. Quick drop for Pacifico. Fires it on the fly. Sharbaugh, too low for him at the 27-yard line. Incomplete. Right there on the coverage was Casey Schaefer. 2nd down and 10. So both teams trying to air this thing out, literally. And Chestnut Ridge with moderate success, BG with very little success here.
Well, a couple things I've noticed, Rich, not only with Pacifico, but the Chestnut Ridge quarterback, they're targeting their receiver right off the bat and sticking with him. They're not looking off the other receivers.
Twins left, eye in the backfield. DeStefano the fullback, 2nd down and 10. Pacifico fumbles the ball. It's rolled forward, and Josh DeStefano, I believe, fell on it. And it goes forward to the 30-yard line. Pacifico bobbled that snap. No gain for the Marauders. And, boy, I don't know, they can't even pick a word to describe this. It just seems like it's shaky. Marauder team out here.
I don't know, not so much shaky. It's sloppy. I just think that, they haven't made the proper adjustments yet to Chestnut Ridge, and they're struggling a little bit. And they can't panic. They can't think something's going to happen. It's real early in the ball game here. They just got to do the proper assignments.
3rd and 10 Marauders at the Chestnut Ridge 30-yard line. Pacifico, straight drop back. Has time all night to throw. Steps up, fires it. He's got DeStefano. Fumbled the football, and it's caught by Chestnut Ridge. Josh DeStefano had that ball, and he had 4 blockers in front of him, but he dropped it at the 28-yard line, and it was recovered by Luke Larson. So you picked the right word. The sloppiness continues, and BG turns it back over. 1st and 10 at the Chestnut Ridge 28-yard line.
Yeah, and there's a situation where teams get into a funk where they try to get everything back on one play, and they're just not really focusing. I think what BG has to do is slow down, get your mental thought back, and just execute, play the type of game. Chestnut Ridge is not doing anything different, which we haven't seen all year.
No, they're not. 1st and 10, no setbacks for the Ridgers as BG puts up now just a 3-man front. They're going to drop everybody into coverage. Barefoot fires it down the middle, and it is in and out of the hands of Sharbaugh. And that was thrown into triple coverage. It was 1 receiver and 5 purple jerseys, and that lone receiver for Chestnut Ridge is not getting up. I believe it was Mock, the intended receiver, and it is number 3, and he is getting up slowly. He took a wallop from somebody. Sharbaugh almost again picked that ball off, and the Marauders are coming very, very close to intercepting the ball. They've had 2 go right through their hands. And that one was a little more difficult. Sharbaugh had to go up the ladder, but Mock gets up, helmet off, he's okay. He'll have to go out for a play. 2nd down and 10 for Chestnut Ridge at the 28-yard line. 7.5 minutes left in the first half, no score.
Well, that play was made possible. Sharbaugh went for interception, and Tommy Ford is the person who made the hit on number 3 on Mock there. So it's going to be tough. They only send, like I said, Rich, 2 and 3 receivers out. They're going to have to, really execute.
Tether and Novak go wide to the right. Ickes. And Barefoot wide to the left. Barefoot in the backfield. Going to be hit by Paul. Gets away up to the 30. Gets hit by Mathis, and he gets out to the 35-yard line. So Mark Paul had him in the backfield to make it, Eberhardt had him in the backfield, lost him, and Barefoot gets out to the 35-yard line. And it's going to bring up 3rd and 3 for Chestnut Ridge with 7:13 to go. In the first half, no score from Mansion Park, and it has been a terrible night for BG.
Yeah, and Eberhardt got in. He did a real nice job of knifing through the offensive line, but he over-pursued the play, and then the quarterback cut back on him.
Shane McConnell replaces Chris DiBernardis on the defensive front. 3rd down, double wing, wide outs either way. Barefoot drops back in the shotgun, steps up, fires on the flat, and it is in and out of the hands, actually, of nobody. The intended receiver downfield was Joe Utz. And right there on the coverage was little Mikey Sprouse. And there was a little tanglement of the feet there, but no advantage, disadvantage. So Chestnut Ridge is looking at a 4th and 3, and they'll have to kick it away again. So to say this has been a chess match, I don't know. It's just been sloppy play.
Right. It's just right now. It's just one of those things. But the good side is they're not behind. They just have to make some adjustments here.
And the bad side is they're not ahead. If you're BG. And again, Barefoot steps up, boots it, going to hit at the 30-yard line. Sharbaugh picks it up, 25, gets away, tries to elude a couple of tacklers, and Justin Mock with a nice shirt-tail tackle at the 28-yard line puts Sharbaugh down, so the Marauders get it back, and boy, this has just been a game of cat and mouse. Here at Mansion Park, 6:37 to go in the first half, no score. That's right, you heard me. And many people said to me, well, Mercy Rule this week? I'm like, I don't know. Well, you can't really say that because you never know.
Rich, as you get into the later part of the season, teams get stronger and better. No matter what their record is, there's always improvement. And Guilfoyle's running into a team that's playing Guilfoyle, and they're ready for this game.
And again, 8 men in the box now for Chestnut Ridge. 1st and 10. DeStefano and Georgiana in the backfield. Georgiana gets a hole. He gets up across the 30 and powers his way to the 32-yard line. Looked like he had a little bit of momentum there, but ran into his lineman. And making the tackle downfield is Grant Shane for Chestnut Ridge. That'll be a gain of 4 to the 32. It'll be 2nd down and 6 for BG with 6:17 left in the first half.
And Rich, I'm going to play coach up here. I feel Guilfoyle's strength in running. They have to stay inside from tackle to tackle. They can't go outside. They got to give their offensive line a chance to block one-on-one.
Pacific has an eye behind him in the backfield. Wideouts both ways. Sean goes back, rolls semi to the left, steps up, fires it downfield. He's got 4 on the fly, and it's knocked away. And did 4 catch it? Yes, he did. An incredible play by Tommy 4 on his back as Drew Barefoot knocked that ball away, but Tommy 4 on his back held it in at the 35-yard line, and Coach Wilkins is irate at the official. He says the ball hit the ground. Tony, to be honest with you, I couldn't tell.
I couldn't see it. I thought it was deflected. But it was deflected. But I thought it was deflected and batted away from Ford. But Tommy Ford just never gives up. He just keeps coming at you, and that's the kind of break you need an athlete to make for you.
Well, Coach Wilkins is still jawing over there, and again, we couldn't tell from up there, but Tommy Ford makes the play of the night. Pacific go. Back to pass. Fires it on the flat. Going to be too short as Tommy Ford fell down. And again, double coverage. Chestnut Ridge seems like they have 9 guys running into the defensive line. It seems like they have another 9 guys back in the secondary.
Well, I just feel that, something is being picked up by Chestnut Ridge, and they're looking. That's why I think Guilfoyle really has to start dominating, running inside a little bit to loosen people up. And, in other words, the linebackers are going to stay there. They're going to look for the run. Make them look for the run and run at them. Try to make them stop you.
Last week, Chestnut Ridge played Bellwood to a 7-0 first half, and they're headed for much the same tonight, only it's tied here. Pacifico back to pass, has time, steps up, fires. Tommy 4 wide open, 25, gets through a double team and goes down at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for Tommy 4 and the Marauders, and Grant Shane makes the tackle, but the Marauders finally getting some momentum and finally getting the crowd into this thing. It's been very, very dormant and sleepy here tonight.
Well, you need some spark, you need some fiery plays to happen, and Tommy 4 made 2 of them. Recovering that fumble and advancing for a 9-10-yard gain, and falling down, we thought the pass was deflected and batted away, and it was tipped right into his hands. From what we can tell, it's good, so that's how you call it.
1st and 10, BG at the Chestnut Ridge, 20-yard line with 5:15 left in the first half. No score. Marauders looking to dent the scoreboard here. Handoff to Stefano. Bounces to the outside. Cuts back to the inside. To the 20. To the 15. To the 10. He's inside the 10. And he's down close to the 8-yard line. Oh, there you go. The slash right off tackle, and he cut back to the middle.
And there's the vision that the back needs. Stefano's definitely a good back. He has quickness, he has speed. But what makes a good back really complete is when he has vision. And he cut back, as you said. He saw the cut back. He went against the grain, and that's where he made his yardage. And that's because Chestnut Ridge is pursuing so hard, they're over-pursuing almost every running play.
So the Ridgers call a timeout with 5:05 left in the first half, and finally the BG offense, which had not so good field position all the way back at its own 28-yard line, has advanced it down to the Chestnut Ridge 8, and a first and goal with 5:05 to go in the half, and Chestnut Ridge calls a timeout. And Tony, they've got to be awful happy with the way they've played so far. They've got this thing down to almost a 24-minute game and still no score, and BG's offense is averaging just under 30 points a game. And it has been a night of frustration for BG. This is the one drive where they've finally gotten things in rhythm here and in sync. It's been on the ground and the pass, but Chestnut Ridge, they put everything out on the table here. And if you're BG, if you can get a touchdown and get the lead it up, get in and talk about the adjustments you have to make and see what they're doing. You tighten the reins on defense a little bit and maybe talk about what's going to work on offense.
Exactly. And two things, Rich. I like the situation, the way it's unfolding, and also this is a playoff type of game.
Yes, it is.
This is exactly the type of things you run into playoff. The team that responds usually comes out and answers positively.
First and goal, Marauders at the Chestnut Ridge 8-yard line. Handoff to Stefano. Up the middle into the end zone for a BG touchdown. Well, my partner is right on the money again. He said run to the inside, run between the tackles. They do just that. And with 5 minutes left in the half, Josh Stefano bursts up the middle and goes 8 yards for the BG touchdown. And the Marauders finally maybe give some people over here a sigh of relief at 6-0 BG.
Well, it's a great call, Rich. And, you know, we have a terrific vantage point up here looking at things. But I kept watching the linebackers and everything. They're just creeping up and fanning out, and it was there. So
now they're going to have to stay home a little bit more. Exactly. Which is going to let the outside open up. Tommy Ford will attempt to kick. Charball the holder. Georgiana, good snap, set, kick, high, deep, good. So with 5 minutes left in the first half, BG finally breaks on top, and the Marauders lead it 7-0, and now we will see Chestnut Ridge basically has put their entire game plan out here, and BG has stopped them at every twist and turn. They did have a drive, and they haven't turned the ball over, but we will see now what Chestnut Ridge, if they can answer this bell with 5 minutes to go in the half.
Well, what Guilfoyle did, Rich, two things. Number one, they started executing. They started blocking. The back started getting good vision and sight when they were running, and they started taking a little control of the offensive line. Secondly, the thing was that they got their rhythm and their bounce back. And all it takes is one or two positive plays. Now you look on the other side of Chestnut Ridge, and you're saying, hey, for almost a quarter and a half or a little over a quarter and a half, we did a great job. We can't lose our composure. But this goes back to, Rich, as I said about 2 plays ago, it's a playoff atmosphere. When you get into these type of situations, Chestnut Ridge isn't going to the playoffs. The other team is, they being Guilfoyle. So they got to respond because they're going to face teams who are going to throw things at you. You know, key on to Stefano, key on Ford, key on Georgiana. Well, you got to find a way to make things work. The defense has stepped up second half of the second quarter here, and then the offense turned it on this last drive. So,
well, now what that touchdown does, it's going to make Coach Wilkins and his staff think a little bit over there about what to do with their linebackers. They have been so concerned with the outside game of BG. When DeStefano and Georgiana get that corner, it's awful hard to catch them. You got guys out there like Tommy Ford who can catch the ball in the fight or who can throw that block to spring those backs. Now the linebackers, and all they have to do, Tony, is keep that one step in, and that one step is all you need sometimes to break that run to the outside, which BG has done with a lot of success all season long. Ford approaches the ball. It's deep. It's a knuckleball. It is touched at the 15-yard line, and it is going to be fielded at the 5. That is Helbig with it. He's up to the 10, gets hit at the 15, breaks a couple of tackles, and gets his way out to the 19-yard line. That ball was touched at about the 15-yard line, and had it gone out of bounds, which is where it was headed, Chestnut Ridge would have had the ball at the 5-yard line.
I was just going to mention that, Rich. The ball, it could have been a bad break for Chestnut Ridge, but the ball bounced right for the guy in the back, the running back in the back of the kickoff return. So let's see what Chestnut Ridge does. 4:51. They've put a lot of exertion and a lot of pressure in the first half, and we'll see how Guilfoyle responds. Usually, the course that Guilfoyle's taken, they've got that first score into the end zone. They've really stepped it up defensively.
Well, we'll see here as Chestnut Ridge will spread the field, double wing, and wide receiver each way. One setback for Brian Barefoot. First and 10 at the 19-yard line. Barefoot straight drop. Back to pass. Fires it on the fly. That is way behind the intended receiver, Drew Barefoot. And again, he was double covered by Mathis and Sharbaugh. No gain. Second down and 10. That time, Barefoot to Barefoot. That ball was nowhere near number 21.
Well, two things, Rich. He came out from under the center and took a three-step drop, and there was pressure on him. But, here's a situation here that you have to answer the bell here. And we'll see if they being Chestnut Ridge, go away from stuff that they have been, working on the first quarter and a half.
Doesn't seem like they're going to. Again, double wing, wide outs either way. Second down and 10 from the 19-yard line. Barefoot back to pass. Again, straight drop. Fakes left, pumps right, steps up. Going to be hit by Dent and Eberhardt and Sean Joyce and all of their friends, and they put him down. Back at the 13-yard line, it'll be a loss of 6. It'll be 3rd and 16, and now the Marauders seem like they've taken that first touchdown as a shot of energy and are really turning up the heat defensively.
Well, Rich, again, it was a two-man pass route for Chestnut Ridge. And he took a deep drop, and he got protection, but you had 4 guys covering 2, and there was just no open receiver, and eventually, the defense was going to get to him.
We have a long halftime for you. It's homecoming night here, so we're going to send it back for a good while at the intermission. 3rd down and 16. Ball at the 13-yard line. Novak in motion to the left. Barefoot under center. Going to turn, roll to the left. They're going to fire it over the middle, and he's got his man, Ickes. Nice catch behind the back. Gets it out to the 19-yard line, the original line of scrimmage, but it's going to bring up 4th and 10, and the Marauders are going to get the ball back near midfield with probably a little less than 3.5 minutes to go before halftime, and BG with a 7-0 lead. And the way this has gone tonight, Tony, a 14-0 lead would look awfully refreshing going into the locker room.
Well, I always said you're not going to beat Guilfoyle just by throwing the football, and that's all they've been able to do right now. They have not shown any type of a running game, they being Chestnut Ridge, Rich.
Barefoot in a very tight, close formation. Steps up. Shane McConnell almost blocked that, but it's a short kick. May have tipped it. Sharbaugh, 47-yard line, makes the fair catch, and BG will have excellent real estate with 3:21 to go at the Chestnut Ridge 47-yard line. 2 timeouts to go, 7-0 BG.
This is a big test for Chestnut Ridge, this possession here, Rich, on defense, because if they allow Guilfoyle to get a touchdown or any type of score, that's 2 scores you have to get, and Guilfoyle gets the ball at the 3rd quarter. So a big test here for the defensive unit of Chestnut Ridge.
1st and 10 BG, Chestnut Ridge 47-yard line, 3:21 left in the half, 7-0 Marauders. Twins right, 1 wide out, 4 to the left. Run set back is DiStefano. Pacifico back to pass, looks to the left, steps, fires, too short. Tommy Ford couldn't pick it up. It would have been incomplete anyway. Tommy Ford just could not get back there to scoop it off the turf. 2nd down and 10, and the Marauders again trying to spread the field when they had success running tackle to tackle last time. Now you put yourself in a situation where you might want to throw the ball. You might want to consider going to DiStefano off tackle again.
Yeah, and Tommy Ford was wide open. I think Sean just tried to take something off the football, and he came up, he short-armed it, and he was short on the pass. But, look for your tight end here. They're looking to 4 all the time.
2nd and 10, 47-yard line of Chestnut Ridge. Marauders have the ball in a 7-0 lead. They go inside to Georgiana. Matt cuts back 45-40, and he dives out to the 38-yard line. Going to be a couple of yards short of the first down. Justin Mock makes the stop, but Matt Georgiana picks up 8 yards. Going to bring up 3rd and short for the Marauders. 3 minutes left in the half, 7-0 BG.
And here we are, Rich. We're getting into situations on 3rd and short, 2nd and short for Guilfoyle that makes their play calling more effective and puts more pressure on the defense.
Sharbaugh 4, wide left. DiStefano and Georgiana, the eye behind Pacifico. Mathis tight end right. DiStefano the fullback. Pacifico looks over the defense and says, here, we'll do this. Georgiana right up the middle. Hit at the line of scrimmage, nothing doing. Going to be 4th down. He may have even lost a yard. Back to the 39-yard line. Josh to make it Georgiana was just belted.
Luke Larson.
Luke Larson and Jason Fulton make the stop, so BG going to have to give it up. And the Marauders offensive coach is on the field not happy at all. That surge from Chestnut Ridge causes the Marauders to have to punt the football with 2:13 to go, so BG loses a big opportunity here. Back deep is Barefoot. Tommy Ford better get his leg into one here and pin him back deep. 7-0 Marauders on top. Good snap. Tommy Ford boots it. It is a high kick. It is going to be barefoot at the 10-yard line. Hit and dropped at the 14-yard line. Fumble. And there is a fumble on the play. Who has the ball? Marauders say they have it. Chestnut Ridge has the ball, so Showbaugh downfield making that special teams tackle, and Barefoot gets up and says, whew, okay, he fumbled the football, and it was recovered just shy of the 15-yard line with 1:50 left in the half.
And, I think if I'm Chestnut Ridge, I don't want to get real fancy here at this point. You put the ball in the air and something happened and give Guilfoyle another shot. So you just want to take what they give you and execute and try to move the football here.
Barefoot wide to the right, double wing formation, stuff the lone setback forward. Brian Barefoot, 1st and 10, Ickes in motion. And we're going to have a false start on the Lions as Ickes was going to get that handoff going in motion, but we have a illegal procedure call against Chestnut Ridge, and that'll set him back to the 10-yard line, and it'll make it 1st and 15.
And, right now, Rich, the last couple possessions offensively for Chestnut Ridge, seems like they're doing things that may have cost them in that little losing streak they've had, where they're not executing. I think they came out and said, we got to get on top early, change the atmosphere here, and they moved the football, but they didn't get on top, and it sort of set them back a little bit.
So that setback is now 1st and 15 from the 10-yard line with 1:48 to go. There should really be 1:50. Ickes goes in motion, Barefoot back to pass. He's going to be hit and dropped at the 6-yard line. Mathis and Matt Georgiana bring him down at the 6-yard line. And if I'm BG, well, it's only 2nd down, I would call a timeout. And Greg Andros is signaling vehemently for a timeout. And the Marauders, well, if you hold him here, you call another timeout, and you're going to make him kick the football, and you might get time left.
Well, you have a couple things here. You use the timeouts, and you keep them back in their own territory. If they have to punt, Rich, they're punting out of the end zone, number one. Number two, if he doesn't get off a good kick, you can come out and down the football, throw the ball out of bounds, and get in Tommy Force field goal range there. So you do have some positive things here, but you got to make a good adjustment here and not allow them to advance the football.
Again, we have the homecoming halftime festivities here, so we have an elongated halftime show. It's scheduled for 20 minutes, but we know that'll extend easily into 25 minutes. So we'll send it back for the CBS Sports Scoreboard, CBS Sports Central, and Jamie will put on some tunes for us back there. Just take a little bit of a musical interlude at halftime along with the sports scores. A lot of college football today. Penn State back on track. Big win on homecoming over Northwestern. Great ball game between Wisconsin and Ohio State. Had to leave that one at 19-14. Who was up? Ohio State. So with 1:36 to go, the situation is 2nd down and 19 for Chestnut Ridge. Ball is back on their 5-yard line. They've got to go to their own 25 for a 1st down. 7-0 Marauders. It's been a struggle, folks, and BG has not played their best game. Chestnut Ridge has really, for all intents and purposes, dominated this 1st half. But they trail. That's the way it goes sometimes. Barefoot right up the middle to Stuff, and he gets to about the 10-yard line, and BG calls a timeout with $1:31. So they will make him run a 3rd down play, and then the Marauders will get the ball with less than a minute to go before halftime. And in high school ball, you can advance the chains, stop the clock. You can do many things with no timeouts. So BG is looking to play for getting the ball back with less than a minute to go, probably around midfield if they can keep them pinned back here to the 10-yard line.
This is a tough call for Chestnut Ridge, and only because, number one, they got to get out from that territory. So if they put the ball in the air and it's incomplete, it stops the clock. If they run a running play, they're still going to have to punt. If they don't get anything out of it, they're still punting from their end zone. So it's a crucial play call here, but what Guilfoyle has to watch out for, Rich, is they're going to be teeing off and coming after the passer if he's dropping back. So you got to watch screen or draw at this point because really you have nothing to lose.
So we'll see what Danny Wilkins calls in the huddle as he trots off the field, as does Marty Georgiana for the defense. 3rd down and 15, ball at the Chestnut Ridge 10-yard line, 1:31 left in the half. Marauders 7 and the Lions nothing. Double wing, 1 wide out to the left. Stuff the lone setback. Novak in motion to the left. They're going to give it on a reverse to Ickes. He is hit behind the line of scrimmage, gets away, leaps across the pile, and gets out to the 15-yard line. He'll gain 5. DiBernardis on the tackle. Is that DiBernardis? Yes, it is. Christy Bernardis for BG makes the tackle, and now the Marauders should get the ball with probably about 40 to 45 seconds.
Now if you're going to come, you come awful hard. You go for the block now.
Pin them back, because even if you do rough the kicker, they'll get the ball back with very little time.
Right. But you got to take an opportunity here. You have to create a break to give yourself momentum when you're going into the locker room, knowing you're going to have the football coming out the third quarter here. So if I'm Guilfoyle, I'm going to come at him. But
they're going to take a penalty here. Chestnut Ridge, unless they're going to call a timeout. They are going to take a penalty, and they call a timeout with 45 seconds. So they're going to have to punt the ball anyway, and BG will get it back probably with about 35 seconds left. But the way Barefoot has been kicking, he's probably going to put it beyond midfield. And now Coach Owen goes out in the huddle, and I wouldn't be surprised if he pins the ears back and says, "Go for it."
Well, first of all, I don't know. You waste the clock. You haven't gained anything out of it, any ground or anything. If anything, I would try to go up there and do a cadence count where you get Guilfoyle offsides. You give yourself more room. But he wanted to run the clock down. Now what he has to do, he has to say, "Okay, gang, we got some time off the clock, but now you really have to execute, because I think Guilfoyle's coming at me." And if I'm Guilfoyle and Coach Owen in the huddle, I'm saying, let's go get it. If we don't get it, don't hit the kicker. Come in on an angle, dive out in front of the football where it's coming off your foot, and just put pressure on him, because all kind of pressure, Rich, you might get a shank here, or out of bounds, short punt, whatever.
All right, so we'll see what the Marauders do. They're going to send Ford and Sharbaugh. Now, Ford's going to go back. Sharbaugh's going to play like a midfielder. Now he's going to go up to near the line of scrimmage, and they might send 10 here. They're lining up, probably going to go for 10, maybe 9. Now Sharbaugh drops back. Here they come. Barefoot gets a bad kick. It is a high, very short kick. It may have been touched, and it takes a Chestnut Ridge now. A BG bounce to the 27-yard line, and the Marauders have 36 seconds. Some are saying it was tipped. Okay, we'll go with that. But nevertheless, BG now with legitimately 3 shots for the end zone.
See, I think, personally, by running that clock down and getting that timeout, put more pressure on the kicker, because it only gave Guilfoyle time to set something up. They might not have been in a block situation there. All of a sudden, Coach Owens can go out and say a few things, and Coach Georgiana, and they can set something up. And here they are, Rich, inside the 30-yard line, and forced here. What am I getting for? You got everything on my uniforms. Wait, Forest Hill.
There's no green out there. They look like Forest Hills.
Yes, that's it.
Just the blue color. All right, 1st and 10, BG at the 28-yard line. A big opportunity here. Pacifico back to pass, steps up, fires, too short for Georgiana. He skipped on it at about the 22-yard line. No gain. 2nd down and 10, 33 seconds left in the first half. BG desperately trying to get some more points here. Right now it would be a 45-yard field goal, and that's in Tommy Ford's range.
If Guilfoyle's playing for the field goal, which it seems like they're throwing short passes on that, I'd run quick openers up the middle and then spike the ball to stop the clock.
Or you can
bring your field goal team in.
You can spike it, or you can stop the clock by getting a first down. Pacifico under center, back to pass, fakes to Georgiana. He gets time, steps up, fires across the middle. Mathis, 20-yard line, breaks a tackle, but he breaks a couple of tackles and gets to the 22, but he's going to be down at the 22, and it's going to bring up 3rd down, and the Marauders now may have to spike the football. The Pacifico is saying, you got 15 seconds. Let's see how they manage the clock. It's winding down, 13 seconds. Pacifico barks the play out, under center. 3rd down for the Marauders. Pacifico, back to pass. He steps up, fires it to the sideline. He's got it there. Ford catches it, gets out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Tommy Ford sets up his own field goal attempt. With 2 seconds left, Tommy Ford with a nice curl out, down and out, gets out of bounds at the 12-yard line, so he sets up his own 29-yard field goal attempt from the left hash with 2 seconds left.
It's so appropriate that ball ended up in the hands of Tommy Ford. He actually, I guarantee, he actually looked at the clock to see how much time when he caught the ball, then went out of bounds. So, here we are. We were trying 30-yard field goal, Rich.
Well, that T is very close to the 20, so we'll call it a 30-yard field goal. Now they put it at 29. It'll be a 29-yard attempt from the left hash for Tom Ford with 2 seconds left. 7-0 BG looking for a 10-0 lead. Snap, set, kick, up, high, long, deep, and good. So the BG Marauders take advantage of a bad punt, and we've got a flag on the play. Hold everything. The flag is right where the holder was. We could have roughing the kicker. And I'll tell you what, this is very interesting because it's going to end the half
You cannot end a half on a defensive penalty, so BG's got a decision, and Coach Irwin now is down there thinking, if you take the penalty, it's half the distance to the goal. If you don't take the penalty, you get the field goal. Now it's roughing the kicker, personal foul, so it's going to be half the distance. Now, do you take the points off the board, or do you go for a touchdown? You don't take the points off the board. And they declined the penalty, so that's right. You keep the points. Oh, I'm telling you, they thought about it. I guarantee you, because that was half the distance. That's the key. Yep. They're down inside the 10-yard line now. They would have been down to about the 6. The scenario might have, if they're not getting the ball in the third quarter, they might have tried something else. Yeah. But, you know, Rich, Chestnut Ridge has to get 2 scores when you keep those points on the board. Yeah. And to me, that's the logical thing to do. Coach Irwin made the right decision.
Well, again, you never take points off the board, and I think they made the right decision there. And I tell you what, I know they thought about it. I'll ask them next week during the interview. I'm going to ask them because it was there. That is one of those plays that could really, really turn a game around. And Tony, you know the odds. When you take points off the board and you come up empty, you know what's going to happen.
Right. They're going to come back and haunt you somewhere along the line. And, you know, the good thing is, Rich, they didn't play that well, but they're up 10 points. You know, and now what happens here is you're going into the locker room on the other side and say, hey, look, you know, we're down 10 points and we didn't play, you know, that bad.
They played a pretty good game in the first half.
But do they have the capability to have a strike, you know, to be able to come back and strike quickly, they being Chestnut Ridge? I don't think so, just by the offense we've seen.
I think the outcome of this game will be determined on the first drive of the third quarter. If BG comes out, gets that ball, and goes down to go up 17-0, I'm not going to say you're going to turn the lights out on Chestnut Ridge because, I mean, 17 points doesn't sound like a whole lot, but the way this game has unfolded in the first half, Chestnut Ridge moved the ball between the 20s, couldn't get anywhere near the end zone, and as a result, they're looking at a goose egg, and I'm telling you, they played a pretty darn good first half.
I agree with you, Rich, but the thing is, they moved the football, but they didn't do anything in the red zone, and that's where you have to do your damage. When you go 20-20, you're taking time off the clock and shortening the game, which they wanted to do, keep Guilfoyle on defense, but you got to do something positive to the scoreboard, and unfortunately for Chestnut Ridge, that didn't happen.
Well, BG takes advantage of a short punt by Brian Barefoot, and they get a 29-yard field goal by Tom Ford as time expires, and that gives BG a 10-0 lead here at the break. It is homecoming halftime here at Bishop Guilfoyle at Mansion Park, so we'll take a longer break than normal, and we'll send it back for scores and music at the studio. At the break, it is BG 10, Chestnut Ridge nothing. You're listening to Bishop Guilfoyle football on WFPG Altoona.
WFPG Altoona.
Might slow down Guilfoyle. There's some football players out here that were still in the midst of this homecoming thing that weren't inside, such as the quarterback, the running back, a couple linemen. Yeah, and I'm just not sure if they got into the flow of things of what they're going to do the second half. So that'll remain to be seen out here, Rich. But I think we have a good football game going here. Chestnut Ridge has some real nice athletes in that team, and you kind of wonder how they only had 2 or 3 wins and where did it go wrong. And if things like that happen during the course of a season, and if they come out and beat Bishop Guilfoyle, this could make their season, you know, no matter what happens, playoffs or not.
Well, it would, because they would be the first one to beat BG and would deal BG not a death blow to the playoffs, but it would put them in the bottom 4, which means road game. And we've had our share of those in the seasons past. We've had 2 trips to West Branch. We've been to Central Cambria for a game against Bishop Carroll. We've been to Portage. We haven't been to Bellwood, but we've been to Windsor, and we've just been all over the countryside. And it would be nice to get a couple of home games, and if the Marauders win tonight, they'll take one giant step toward that, at least one home game, and then next week, depending on what happens elsewhere, they could have both games here at Mansion Park, both first and second round games, along with the district title. So in essence, if BG finishes first or second, all of their playoff games will be here at Mansion Park.
Exactly, and what you want to do, I think what happens is if you get in the top 3 or 4, like you said, Rich, you have one home game. Then, after that home game, anything can happen in playoffs. There could be upsets in the lower bracket that will keep you a higher seed and keep you at home. at a certain point like that. So,
well, that's why finishing 1 or 2 is nice. I'm not going to say critical. I'm just going to say it's nice because you know you have that. If you finish 3 or 4, which is pretty good, chances are if 1 or 2 wins, whatever bracket you're in, if the higher seed than you wins, then you got to go on the road to a 3 or 4 seed. So finishing 1 or 2 is tough. But with Carroll losing last night, that opens the door for BG. And I just want to say at halftime that my good friend Bob Pacifico is here, and there was a real nice story done last week by Phil Samore about the 2 teams that were undefeated going into last weekend. And the story was done about the Pacificos. Bobby's boy Michael plays for Altoona, and Ralph's boy Sean plays for BG. And it was nice to see that story there. And Bob told me to get up and say tonight that Sean got robbed in the homecoming king and prince voting. So he told me to say that. So I'm saying that Bob said that his nephew got robbed. And it's nice to see he sticks up for his nephew, but I don't think he got robbed. But he told me to say that, so I said it. And I'm going to quote Bob on it. For anybody and you know Bob, when you see him, tell him you heard it. Firsthand. So we're just about ready to go. BG will get the ball to start the second half. They have a 10-0 lead, and again, Chestnut Ridge has put everything on the table here in this first half, and they came up empty, and BG had to struggle for its 10 points, but I think struggle for 7, but they did capitalize getting that last 3. So the last 3 was very good that they got because they capitalized on a poor punt and bad field position and used their timeouts wisely in that last 2 minutes that Chestnut Ridge had the ball, and they got a big 3 points out of it.
And that's, as you said, Rich, it's a real big 3-point factor there because it creates 2 scores that Chestnut Ridge has to produce. But the bottom line is that good teams find a way to survive and prevail in any given form of adversity. And the adversity was the first quarter. They didn't come out and do things well. They didn't execute well. You had to give the benefit and the credit to Chestnut Ridge because I think they really outplayed Guilfoyle that first quarter. But it only takes 1 or 2 plays, and Guilfoyle responded and came back. And now, like we said, the monkey switches the other side. It goes on Chestnut Ridge's back to see if they can actually 3 in, 3 out. That would be a big situation for Chestnut Ridge.
If you're Chestnut Ridge coming out of the locker room, they've got to be thinking, we played a pretty good first half, but we've got to take that even higher. And to do that against a team when you're down 10-0, now the game's been shortened by 24 minutes. Now you're down 2 scores with the possibility of going down 3 scores. And you got to really watch for an onside kick here because, again, Chestnut Ridge is at the point of the season. It's the 8th week. You're in the 3rd quarter. They have nothing to lose by trying an onside kick. And if you try it and you're successful, then you put the onus on BG's defense. So you got to be looking for that. But if they don't, if they kick it deep and BG gets good field position, then Chestnut Ridge, I think the game hinges on this very drive. And if they stop BG, they're in the game. If BG goes down and scores, then Chestnut Ridge really has the anchor on their backs.
Yeah, and like you said, Rich, the clock becomes a factor real early in the 3rd quarter if Guilfoyle scores.
Okay, Jamie, roll the tapes back there. The second half is about to get underway. And booting that ball is Joe Fitzpatrick. Short kick fielded at the 15-yard line. That is Georgiana Sharbaugh, and he gets across the 30-yard line. Troy Sharbaugh gets across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. That's where BG will set up shop 1st and 10 with a 10-0 lead, 11:53 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Next Friday night, the Marauders go to Penns Valley for a regular season finale that will determine the standings in the single-A playoff chase. The 8 teams are in. I don't think anybody else than the 8 can get in. And we'll decipher all that during the week. But a big game next Friday night for the Marauders at Penns Valley on WFBG. Eye in the backfield, splits to the left. 1st and 10, right up the middle. DeStefano gets across the 35-yard line. He'll get 3 yards. And he was brought down by big number 79, Adam Hillegas. Gain of 3, it'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Marauders. Now with a 10-0 lead, now you might think to stick it to the tackles and grind it out a little bit. See what you can get if you grind it out, run after run after run.
Now it becomes a confrontation up in the trench, Rich, where you got the offensive defensive line going at each other, and Guilfoyle just has to control their destiny right here.
Receivers either side of Pacifico, split backs to his right. 2nd down, handoff. Georgiana in the backfield, gets to the line of scrimmage and spins forward for a yard. Just fumbled the football, but it was picked up by Corey Eberhardt. But it'll be a very small gain to the 36-yard line, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Marauders. So again, Marauders finding the sledding tough on the ground as Georgiana got to the line of scrimmage. Wasn't going to get very much, but then fumbled the football, but he was ruled down on the play.
And that was the play which they had trouble the first half, trying to swing it out wide, and they really couldn't turn the corner on that.
Third down, wide outs both ways. Charball right, 4 left, eye in the backfield for Pacifico. Passing situation. Sean takes his drop, rolls to the right, steps up, fires it on the flat, and it is in and out of the hands. It wouldn't have been a good catch anyway. Charball, the intended receiver, way too far in front of him, and the Marauders have to give it up, so Chestnut Ridge does its job. 3 and out for the Marauders, and they'll have to kick the football away.
That's just exactly how it was drawn up in the locker room. Sure, Rich, go out there, let's hold him for 3 plays, give him the punt, and then we'll get the ball and see what happens, see what we can do.
Tommy Ford to kick down deep. Fred Halbig. And I believe that might be Sam Stuffed, but we'll wait and see. Ground ball to Ford, and he was almost on his knees to field that. Halbig, fair catch at the 33-yard line. That's where Chestnut Ridge will take over 1st and 10. Tommy Ford got down on his knee to field that ball. That was almost disaster. I think he stood up just in time before he possessed that ball. It would have been Chestnut Ridge ball at about the 20-yard line.
And that would have been a very crucial situation for Chestnut Ridge to get, like you say, get the ball on the 20. But they have to come out, Rich, and they have to do something offensively here to show Guilfoyle they can move the football. Until they do that, it's going to be tough for them.
1st and 10 Ridge. They go with 4 wideouts. Stuff the one setback for Barefoot in the backfield. Shotgun formation. BG with a 5-man look. Short snap. Barefoot rolls to the left. Stops, throws, fires, and it is caught at the 45-yard line. 1st down. That is Barefoot to Barefoot. And Charball on the tackle, but Drew Barefoot gets a 1st down as Brian Barefoot was running to his left, fired it to the open. It looked like he threaded the needle there. 1st and 10 for Chestnut Ridge at the 45-yard line.
Well, we saw 2 things. Number 1, they showed Chestnut Ridge are going to come out and throw the football. And number 2, they're doing it on the rollout. They're getting the quarterback out of the pocket to give him more time, Rich.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. BG with a 6-man look. Out front, double wing formation. Novak in motion to the left. There's motion. That's going to be a false start on Corey Ickes as he shuffled his feet going forward, and that'll make it 1st and 15. And I'll tell you what, the scouts that are here tonight from Mill Valley and Penns Valley and Bellwood, they're not getting a real good look at the Marauders, although Bellwood already has, and I'm sure these teams have seen BG once before, but they're not getting an eyeful tonight at all. So if they're filming this game, they're going to think, well, you might as well just throw this one in the incinerator.
Sometimes you have those games that you're just not performing, but you're performing well enough to win, and that's what counts.
1st and 15, ball back at the 40-yard line. Double tight again. Novak in motion to it again. And now we have another false start. On this time on the left side of the right side of the line, the left side of the BG defense. And this time it was Justin Mock. So systematically now, Chestnut Ridge sending itself backwards. They get a good positive play on 1st down, get it out to the 45-yard line, and then push themselves back with 2 successive procedure penalties from the same formation. Maybe they had to change formations.
Well, apparently Guilfoyle has that scattered well, because every time that they've done that, they've come into a flood situation where they're faking a counter and going to throw a flood pass the other way, Rich, and Guilfoyle's just snuffed that out real quick.
Barefoot wide right, Feather wide to the left, split backs to the left, to the right of Barefoot. 1st and 20. Barefoot shotgun, back to pass, steps up, fires it on the flat, got his man, complete. And they roll it a catch at the 41-yard line. Out there is Barefoot. That's a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 14 for Chestnut Ridge. 9:25 left to go. Quarter number 3, 10-0 Marauders. It has been a struggle.
They threw that ball a long way, Rich, to get 6 yards. You just think they throw a safer pass to where they can get the ball into the hands of the receiver a lot quicker, to where he could do some damage when he catches the ball.
Barefoot brings his troops up to the line. He sets in a shotgun formation, has stuffed just to his left, double wing, and wide out either way. 2nd down. Barefoot back to pass, rolls to the left, steps up 35, 40, shovels it at the 41-yard line. He was very close to being beyond the line of scrimmage, but he was behind. He was very, very close, and he shuffled it off at the last second to Fred Halbig, who gets it out to the 45, the original line of scrimmage, and it brings up 3rd and 10 for Chestnut Ridge. 8:40 and counting, 3rd quarter. BG 10, Chestnut Ridge nothing. Next Friday night, BG at Penns Valley to wrap up the regular season. And Penns Valley fighting for playoff position in AA, so a huge game on the road.
Ton of points next week also.
And BG has not fared very well at Penns Valley the last 2 trips down there. 3rd and 10, Novak in motion. Barefoot fakes the handoff, steps up. Now he fires it, and the pass is tipped, and it's knocked away. Getting his paw on that one, Big Anthony Dent. Mathis and Dent putting on pressure. Dent got his hand in the air, and Corey Eberhardt almost had himself a fluttering interception at the line of scrimmage, but it'll be 4th down, so Chestnut Ridge will give up the football, so both teams trade possessions here to begin the 3rd quarter.
It becomes a very tough situation for Barefoot to throw the football on the straight drop back, Rich. He just has a hard time getting set to see his receivers, and that's why he's been rolling out. And there was a good testament to that situation in that last play.
4 and Sharbaugh at the BG 20, and it's almost Josh DeStefano. How did he miss it? It hits at the 26-yard line, takes a Chestnut Ridge bounce at the 25, and that's where it'll die. It is down at the 25-yard line. Josh DeStefano got through the wall of blockers, but he missed the kick. And BG will get it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line with 8:01 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 10-0 Marauders. Notre Dame and Air Force follow our game tonight here on WFBG. And Monday night, the Steelers and the Indianapolis Colts from Heinz Field. We'll have that for you 7 o'clock Monday night.
Just got a report on the baseball game, 2-0 San Francisco early in the game.
Today on my show, I called that the Who Cares series.
For the California, I won it.
California series nobody cares about. Handoff is to Georgiana up the middle. Matt gets across the line of scrimmage and out to the 29-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4. And let's see, that is Casey Schaefer making the tackle for Chestnut Ridge. 4-yard gain, it'll be 2nd and 6. For the Marauders with 7:44 to go, 3rd quarter, 10-0 BG.
And like I said, Rich, we've seen the success that Guilfoyle has had running off tackle and on the inside, and we'll see if they stick to that plan there.
Wideouts both ways for the Marauders, eyeing the backfield. DeStefano, the fullback. Pacifico under center, fakes a handoff, rolls to his left. He's got time to throw. Now he looks back to the right, steps up. He's going to run with it. He's at the 30. 35 looks behind him and gets a 1st down at the 40-yard line. So Sean Pacifico, I tell you, that's one thing he worked on all during the summer here. I come out here to do my exercise routine during the day, and Sean was out here a lot during the summer, and at that time he stepped up, saw he had nobody to throw. He split the pocket and gets himself out of trouble and gets a 1st down near the 40-yard line.
And he also had a receiver open. Sharbaugh ran a nice fly route. He just couldn't see it to get to him soon enough, but Sean did a nice job eluding the rush and getting the 1st down.
1st and 10 BG, 40-yard line. Twins left, eyeing the backfield for Pacifico. 4-man front. It's a 4-4 stack for Chestnut Ridge. Georgiana the handoff up the middle. 40. Finally gets to the outside. 45. Turns the corner. 50. Chestnut Ridge territory. Breaks the tackle all the way down to the 39-yard line. Matt Georgiana brought down in the open field by Grant Shaner. It was off to the races. And finally, for the first time tonight, the Marauders get substantial yardage running outside the tackle.
What set that up, Rich, is when Georgiana came outside, he cut back inside, and what it did, it slowed the pursuit of the defense down. Then he had the vision to cut back to the outside. And like I said, the good backs, they have speed, quickness, but the most potent thing is they have good vision, and that's exactly what helped Georgiana in that run there.
The ball sits just inside the Ridge 40-yard line. 1st and 10 Marauders. Twins right, eyeing the backfield. Pacifico turns, hands it off. Georgiana up the middle, nothing doing, and he is just leveled by Casey Schaefer from his linebacking position along with Lemmy Bowser. Oh, my. That was a hello. Not this time. He gained 1, actually, across the 39, 2nd and 9. That's a heck of a price to pay for a yard. They say real estate doesn't come cheap.
No, not even in this economy the way it is. I have a question now. 24 came in. Is this shirt out?
Sharbaugh, yes, it is.
Does it have to be tucked in?
It has to come to the top of the pants. Technically, it should be tucked in. 2nd down and 9. We'll call it the 39-yard line. Pacifico back to pass, rolls to the right, steps, fires, short. 4 again fell down. That's the 2nd time we've seen Tommy Ford go down tonight on this side of the field on the turf.
I'll tell you what, Showball's getting close to being held. The defender was holding his jersey.
Well, they got a white jersey to grab. I'd tuck it in if I were him.
15 yards down the field, and the official was right there. Didn't call the holding.
So it brings up 3rd down and 9. The incomplete pass at the 39-yard line. 5:53 left in the 3rd quarter. BG 10, Chestnut Ridge nothing. Not the game we expected. Tommy Ford now wide to the near side, wing to the left. Split backs to Stefano and Georgiana to the right of Pacifico. Fakes a handoff. Pacifico gets time, steps up into the pocket, now rolls, fires, and he's got Mathis, 29-yard line. First down, BG. Chris Mathis on a rolling, diving catch. Gets it inside the 30-yard line. First and 10 for the Marauders, or is it? Yes, it's first down with 5:41 to go.
I tell you what, Rich, Sean's doing a very nice job. He's getting out, he's looking downfield, he's looking off receivers, and at the same time, he's stepping up into the pocket to make the pass, and that's where he's getting his extra time. Earlier in the first quarter, he wasn't stepping up, he was rushing everything. Now he's made the adjustment, and it seems to be working for him.
First and 10, Marauders, 29-yard line of Chestnut Ridge. Pacifico has twin receivers left, split backs. In the backfield, DeStefano up the middle, gets the hole, 25-20 to the middle, 15, and down to the 13, maybe the 12-yard line. Josh DeStefano with a quick hitter brought down by Casey Schaefer, or it's end zone time for the Marauders, and now looks like the Marauders starting to smell a little blood in the water here. A 17-0 lead looms here as they put the ball down at the 12, first and 10 for the Marauders.
There's a situation, Rich, where you knew Chestnut Ridge was looking for pass because it was a quick opener and, just the wrong guess on the right play call for Guilfoyle.
Pacifico brings the troops to the line at the 12-yard line. First and 10. Marauders trying to give themselves a little bit more breathing room. Pacifico under center, gives it to DeStefano. Hit at the line of scrimmage, brought down, nothing doing. Nice play there. Mike Gorsuch, I believe, is at 53 or 58. No gain, it'll be second down. As it was Gorsuch. Second down and 10, no gain at all. In fact, he didn't lose any yards. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, and again, knifing through there, Gorsuch from his tackle position. 4:35 and counting, third quarter. 10-0 BG. Marauders have the ball at the 12-yard line, and you know darn well they would dearly love 7 points here.
Yeah, and I feel if they're going to go to the end zone, Rich, they got to go to number 42. He's been open all night coming out of that tight end slot.
Play action to the right, DeStefano, the wing to the right of Georgiana. Back to pass Pacifico. Looks upfield, fires it into the end zone, and going to be way out of bounds as Georgiana just ran out of real estate. And again, he was double covered. So it's going to bring up third and 12, where the Marauders, and Pacifico says, get down there and clear them out. As he talks to Chris Mathis on his way back to the huddle, he says, get down there and try and clear them out. But to no avail. Now the Marauders look at third and 10 from the Chestnut Ridge 12-yard line. 4:11 to go, third quarter, 10-0 BG.
And now, Rich, there's not a lot of real estate out there. Now might be a good time for a screen to the open side of the field because Chestnut Ridge is really going to be coming hard here.
And we haven't seen the screen all night. I think it was attempted once tonight. Third down Pacifico, under center, fakes a handoff, back to pass, steps up, fires, and he's got his man in and out of the hands of Sharbaugh at the 3-yard line. Or make it Craig. Pat Craig in and out of his hands. Pacifico put a lot of mustard on that one, but Craig had it, and he couldn't corral it, and it brings up fourth down, and the Marauders will have to settle for a field goal try of, again, 29 yards. This one will come from the right hash.
Yeah, I think the play call and everything was correct. I think it was just a little too much mustard on that throw. He just came over the top like a pitcher, Rich, and he drilled it in there, although it should have been caught, but, unfortunately it wasn't. Now they're going to attempt the second field goal here tonight for Tom Ford.
So a little bit of a victory here for Chestnut Ridge, that they're going to hold BG to at least a try for a field goal, and if they do, if it's good, they'll still be down only by 2 touchdowns. Tommy Ford's kick is high, wide, and no good. Well, Tommy Ford missed it, and the ball will come out to the 20-yard line, so Chestnut Ridge still very much alive in this football game with 4:01 to go. A rare miss, and look at the Marauders, Tony, just shuffling out to the defense, walking out and saying, oh, we lost that one. The heads are down right now, but they've got to understand they still lead 10-0, but when your head is down, bad things can happen to you. Now they're throwing shoes out there like they're footballs. Tommy Ford has to change shoes every time he kicks.
Yeah, he does, and thank God he just slips them on and off.
First and 10, he's trying to get the right one on, and he's going to have to play this one loose. Marauders look at a first and 10 at the 20. Handoff is to Stuff. The knees hit at the line of scrimmage. It bounces forward to near the 22-yard line. Mark Paul makes the stop along with number 86, Matt Roa, in the lineup now for BG. Gain of, we'll call it 2, second down and 8. So Chestnut Ridge holds BG to nothing. Tommy Ford's kick was everything but good. It was high, deep, long. Just wasn't good.
It seems like it's one of those nights, Rich, where nothing that you try is working.
There it is.
I don't even want to see it.
All right. Hickes goes in motion to the right, barefoot. The snap going to get hit by Mathis as he falls forward, and Chris Mathis just leveled
flying barefoot, and that ball just went straight down like it dropped off the end of the table when he let it go. Chris Mathis was coming on a blindside blitz, and nobody picked him up.
I was just going to say that, Rich, until somebody picks Mathis up, he's going to have a field day the rest of this second half here because nobody's touching him, and he has pretty good speed for an end to get to run down the quarterback. But right now Guilfoyle is in a situation where they're going to have to create their own break to get their momentum and their flow back into this football game. I don't think Chestnut Ridge is strong enough passing-wise to get the ball downfield, but Guilfoyle's going to have to work awful hard to score here.
Shotgun formation again. Ickes in motion to the right. 3rd down and 8 at the 22-yard line. Low snap. Barefoot runs to the right, guns it on the wing, fires it. He's got his man at the 25-yard line, but he falls down. Georgiana was right there on the coverage. Ickes hauls the pass in, but he slipped and fell. The turf might be getting a little bit slick. It is cooled off considerably here, and maybe some dew starting to form on the field because we've seen a couple of slips and slides here in the 3rd quarter. That brings up 4th down and 5, and Chestnut Ridge will have to give it up again.
Yeah, let's see if Guilfoyle comes after this one, Rich. They almost got it last time. DeStefano was very close, and looks like they're coming by their lineman here.
All right, there's the snap to Barefoot, and DeStefano again got in there but didn't try for this one. Nice high kick, sharp ball right at the 38-yard line, the 43-yard line to the 45. Tries to get up to midfield, and he's going to be wrestled down at the 48-yard line. And that's going to be a 1st and 10 for BG. Mock and Shade get down there. Mock and Shane, that is, get down there for Chestnut Ridge. 1st and 10. Well, they marked the ball back at the 47. I thought it was a little further upfield than that, but who's to argue? Who might argue? 2:38 to go.
Chestnut Ridge did a nice job, Rich, getting down under that punt because Sharbaugh looked like he had some room, but they closed down on him real quick.
1st and 10 for the Marauders. They shut up shop again, just shy of the 48-yard line. 2:38 remaining 3rd quarter, 10-0 BG. It's been that kind of night. Trips to the left. Pacifico up, fires in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Is that DeStefano?
I can't tell. Looks like it.
There it is. Josh DeStefano had it on the fly at the 45, and he just couldn't corral it. And, boy, you're right. It is just one of those nights where nothing has clicked for BG, and yet they still lead 10-0.
Well, that's when, things are going really right for you overall. You're not playing your best football game. You're not doing the simple things well, and yet you still have a 10-point lead at this point.
Penns Valley next Friday night on the road for the Marauders. Tough way to end the season. 2nd down and 10 at the 48-yard line. Pacifico with, again, trips to the left. DeStefano, the one setback. He gets the pitch, looks for room, uses his blocker, gets to the 50, stop there, gets into Chestnut Ridge territory, but he's wailed down at the 49-yard line. Now they're going to put him back at the 50. So it's going to be a very short gain of 2 just across the 50-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 8 for the Marauders. Just when it looks like he was getting ahead of steam, Chestnut Ridge closed down, and to their credit, they have effectively turned off the BG running game tonight.
And they played very well against the run, and BG's had a hard time. And what it's doing, Rich, is not giving them opportunities to create some mismatches for the passing game because they're always in a 3rd and long situation.
Trips to the right, trying to spread out that defense. They still have 7 guys in the box. 3rd down, Pacifico steps back, rolls to the right, fires it too far for Tommy Ford. He gets a shove, but the ball was way over his head, out of bounds, and the Marauders will give it up again. So it's just been back and forth. Just field position here in the 3rd quarter, but if you're Chestnut Ridge, you got to come out of this shaking your head a little bit. Now the game has been shortened by almost 3 quarters, and you still trail 10-0, and they have not gotten remotely close to the end zone.
And that's the thing that's hurting Chestnut Ridge. They haven't been productive on the offensive side.
Or we'll kick it off to Holbig and Tyler Owings. At the 50-yard line, Tommy Ford gets a snap, no rush. Tommy Ford boots it, high kick, nice kick. That is Holbig at the 16-yard line, sidesteps a tackle, now goes backwards, and he's brought down at the 17, 18-yard line. And Sharbaugh again down there, along with Pifka and Bender and Craig to put him down for BG. So Chestnut Ridge will take over inside its own 20 at the... I'm going to call it the 18-yard line. 1st and 10. They got to go just across the 28. For a 1st down with a minute 32 left in the 3rd quarter. 10-0 Marauders.
Chestnut Ridge, Rich, is going to have to come out and show some offensive signs here if they can move the football, because you get into the 4th quarter, you're going to be expecting pass all the time, and Guilfoyle's just going to tee off on you.
Trips to the left. Barefoot rolls to the left. He steps up. He's going to be hit. He fires, and it's going to be in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Kyle Feather. Mathis tried to go up the ladder to intercept that ball, but it was a nice high pass, and it got over Mathis, and it went off the fingertips of Feather. No gain. 2nd down and 10 on the incomplete pass.
See, in that situation there, they dropped Mathis off instead of blitzing on the short side of the field. And as I was looking, Rich, there were 3 receivers in 5 purple jerseys out there. No way was that pass going to be completed because of, the 2 strong side receivers to the ball side were double covered.
Well, they'll try again. Trips left. Stuffed the lone setback behind Barefoot. He gets the shotgun snap. Now he gives it to Stuffed. Up the middle, nothing. He's brought down. That is from his defensive end position. Sean Joyce?
Yeah, I think that's who it was.
Yeah, it was. Corey Eberhardt makes the stop along with Joyce. No gain. 3rd down and 10. May have lost a half a yard. 1:07 to go. 3rd quarter, 10-0 Marauders.
And here we are, Rich, in a very predictable situation for Guilfoyle and what we're going to look for out of Chestnut Ridge.
3rd and 10. Now they go double left, double right. Stuff the lone setback again for Barefoot. Shotgun formation. They have abandoned everything but the shotgun. 3rd down, Stuff going deep down the field, and he's got his man, but it's overthrown to Feather. Sharbaugh on the coverage. Feather with a distinct height advantage. Feather draws, well, he lists him as 5'11", but I got to give him a lot more than that because Sharbaugh's 5'7", and he towers over Sharbaugh. So BG again holds, and boy, it's just been punt, 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 punt this 3rd quarter. Absolutely no offense here at all from either side. 45 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
You talk about a wake-up call. If Guilfoyle wins this football game, they'll be glad it's over, and that'll be the wake-up call for next week.
Yep. Again, the Marauders try to block it. High kick. Going to be fair caught by 4. He is clipped. There's your flag. That's going to be fair catch interference, and that is going to be 15 yards. That is 3. That's a 3-flag penalty. You know it's bad.
Yeah.
Had one of those in a game here on Thursday at Keith where I worked. We had a 3-flag penalty. You know it's bad. Well, it's going to be fair catch interference, and that is going to be 15 yards if I have the call right. And that's going to be a huge penalty against Chestnut Ridge, and that is going to be 15 yards from where they mark the ball. So the ball will go almost to the 30-yard line.
See, that's the kind of mistake that coaches tell their players that you have control of, you can't make. And that's exactly, instead of having the ball back there, Rich, he wasn't going to go anywhere.
You know what, Tony? I'm gonna correct myself here. I think they're going to call it a loose ball play, and they're going to mark it back from the line of scrimmage, so it will go back. Okay, now there's 2 ways you can go on that, and they're going to mark it. It was a loose ball play, so it wasn't post-possession. So and there is no halo. I want to dispel that theory right now. Everybody says you have to give them 2 yards to catch it. Not in high school. You do not. But Tommy Ford was clearly interfered with. Since it was a loose ball play, you're going to go back to the line of scrimmage, mark off half the distance, and re-kick. So BG will get better field position out of this.
Okay. Sounds like,
that's what it was. Since it was a loose ball play in BG, you don't get possession in high school. Right. Possession doesn't change until you possess it. It's not like the NFL where as soon as you kick it, change of possession occurs. So they'll get another try as Barefoot will have to kick from his own end zone. 31 seconds left in the quarter. He'll step up and boot it again. This is a high kick, shorter kick. Sharbaugh, 41-yard line. Gets to the 40, dances around a player, 35, brought down 33-yard line. Now they're going to put him at the 34. Man, I'll tell you what. The spots tonight have just not been good. I'm sorry. They have just not been. The ball should be a yard further than what it is.
Which way? Forward.
Forward. Should be at the 33-yard line. That's where his forward progress was stopped.
So, you know what? I just think they're a little juking and jiving in there and missing officials up there, Rich.
Well, the guy's going left, coming back
right.
You got to see where he gets hit. You got to see where he gets hit. I mean, it's obvious. 1st and 10. Ball at the 34-yard line with 19 seconds to go 3rd quarter. Pacifico on a draw. Georgiana. Line of scrimmage. Breaks free. Gets down to the 31-yard line. And that will be the end of the 3rd quarter. So no scoring again. But BG holds on to its 10-0 lead and cuts the game by another 12 minutes. At the end of 3, BG 10, Chestnut Ridge nothing. Back in a minute on WFBG.
McMullen Furniture and Springwall, your recipe for a great night's sleep. McMullen Furniture is your friendly furniture store in Juniata. Springwall's chiropractic sleep sets, the only mattress endorsed by over 3,200 doctors. Let Ed and his staff help you select the Springwall mattress that's right for you. Plus, get free delivery, removal, and setup. McMullen Furniture in Springwall, your recipe for a great night's sleep. 607 North 2nd Street, Juniata.
Experiencing a hearing loss is very frustrating, and purchasing a hearing aid can be even more frustrating. Hi, I'm Ralph Jacobs of Altoona Professional Hearing Aid Center. For the past 14 years, I've helped thousands of people in our community to hear and understand better. The first step is a free hearing test. You should hear what you're missing. I'm Ralph Jacobs of Altoona Professional Hearing Aid Center. We're in the Park Hills Plaza of Altoona. Call 944-8156.
I get the rhythm.
Back at Mansion Park here in the fourth quarter as BG holding on to a precarious 10-0 lead, but the Marauders now that they've shortened the game by another quarter can really maybe put the lights out with a touchdown here. I really think the aim here has to be 6 points. I mean, they missed the last field goal. If you kick a field goal, Chestnut Ridge still within 2 scores. If you get a touchdown and go up 17, Tony, they need at least 3 scores to tie.
Oh, without a doubt. And it has to be some kind of momentum kicker here, too, Rich. It's been very stagnant and very stale offensively for Guilfoyle tonight.
Both sides, really. Chestnut Ridge moved the ball in their first series, but have done very little since. 2nd and 7, BG at the Chestnut Ridge 31-yard line. Marauders looking to improve on a 10-0 lead, and this would be a great time to do it. Up the middle, DeStefano cuts to the outside, gets across the 30 and down to the 27-yard line where he is brought down by Casey Schaefer. That'll be a gain of 5, or make it 4 to the 27-yard line. It'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it 3. We've got to get to the 24 for a first down. We're in the fourth quarter with 11:40 to go, and the Marauders leading 10-0, and this game is just skated by.
Yeah, and especially with a long halftime. I think we're in a 2-down situation here, Rich. I think they have to do something to get the momentum back. They got to make it a 2-down situation to try to get that first down and get things moving here.
Now we've got receivers in for BG, and out on the wing there, Georgiana goes along with Sharbaugh, 4 to the near side, short side. DeStefano the lone setback, 3rd and 3. 27-yard line, Pacifico rolls right, steps, fires, got his man on the fat. Sharbaugh, 18-yard line, first down, Marauders. And downfield on the coverage is Mike Shade, but BG now inching closer to maybe putting this one away and getting out of here with a victory. Not a real bang-up job of playing the home finale, but a win is a win is a win, and if you can get it, you get it, and you go home and think about next week.
I think we're spoiled. I think we've seen BG execute at a high performance rate for 7 games, and there has to be a drop-off somewhere. Thank God there's a 10-point lead with this drop-off.
1st and 10, Marauders have it, and the handoff now is to DeStefano. Josh looks to the outside, cuts back to the inside, and skirts his way down to inside the 15-yard line. Or is that Georgiana?
That was Georgiana.
Where their numbers get scrunched up and you...
Where's your binoculars?
No, they're right here.
Ah, that's good. Keep
Georgiana on the run. Okay, now we're going to start. I did bring
my partner.
I did bring him.
It brings him. He shows me he hasn't used it
yet. You know what? Last week it got muddy. I couldn't see anything at him. There's no mud here tonight, so I don't need it.
Yeah, I know we're going to start off next week's game with. When we have the purple pants on, you're going to say, that's a dilemma of this game.
That's right. The gold pants tonight. I told you they broke the mold. Pacifico back to pass. Steps. Fires. Complete. Tommy 4 inside the 7-yard line, and that's going to be first down for BG, and the Marauders now can effectively put this one away with a touchdown here. It is the gold pants, I'm telling you.
Well, I felt that karma wasn't there when first thing you said to me is there's something different already, and when you say that right off the bat, Rich, I kind of believe that you know what you're talking about.
Thank you. Well, they've struggled. They haven't won them all year. They've struggled. Maybe they'll go back in the mothballs.
Get rid of them.
I'll go back to the purple ones next week. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line. Pacifico back to pass. Looks, throws, knocked down in the end zone, and that's going to be pass interference. Tommy Ford got rolled by Shade and/or number 44, Lemmy Bowser, and that's going to be a half the distance to the goal penalty. It's going to be 1st and goal once again for BG. This time they'll go to the 3-yard line. Now you just take some time and pound it in there.
And that was a fortunate break for Guilfoyle. I'll tell you why. Four was open on the slant right off the first step, but Sean waited, and there were 3 white jerseys around him, Rich, and he shouldn't have really threw that football, but he got a break because of the interference call, but Guilfoyle was lucky to get away with one there.
9:46 left in the contest. BG up 10-0, but they are 3 yards away from putting this one away. And give Chestnut Ridge a bushel basket full of credit. They came here and played extremely hard tonight, but the BG defense really stiffened up after that first drive and have allowed them absolutely nothing.
But the Chestnut Ridge defense has kept BG pretty much bottled up tonight. Pitch back to DeStefano, and he is into the end zone for a BG touchdown. Josh DeStefano, the 3-yard scamper. And that makes it 16-0 for the Marauders, and that will pretty much give BG the breathing room they've been looking for, and it looks like the Marauders will move to 8-0 for the season and now have a chance to run the table for the first time since 1987 next week. Tommy Ford will lace it up once again, and Matt Georgiano will snap. Sharbaugh to hold, and Tony, even though they got the lead now where they wanted and probably insurmountable, not a lot of cheering from this side here.
Yeah, I just think there's, homecoming weekend, it's sort of like there's so much going on that they realize the football game's not over yet.
Tommy Ford's kick is right down the middle, and it's good, and BG now with a 17-0 lead. And as I said, I'm going to go back to what I talked about in the pregame. Marty Georgiana said he wants a test. I think he got it.
I agree with you. And, Chestnut Ridge come out, they played awful hard. They came out with a good game plan. They executed it, it worked. It stymied Guilfoyle right off the bat. But again, Guilfoyle has found a way to pull themselves through in an adversity situation. And the key thing there, Rich, is, and I always said this, and we've talked about it, and I said as a coach, when you have skilled people and you have talent, you can always run into somebody that can control you and stop you doing certain things. But on the defensive end, it doesn't come down to true talent. It comes down to heart, desire, guts, and whatever. And that's what Guilfoyle's done. All year long, they have answered the bell. They not only, we talk about their 35, 38 points explosion every game, but they're also under single digits on the defensive side. So if you have a team that does both well, then somewhere along the line, one of those sides are going to win a tough game for you.
Well, this is what they want, and they've got 17 points, but that's 17 more than the opposition tonight. And Chestnut Ridge, again, has played a terrific game defensively. They've made BG earn every one of those 17 points. And with 9:40 to go, the Marauders seemingly have an insurmountable 17-0 lead.
Right, and to the answer of Bishop Guilfoyle, they had to earn everything they got, but they went out and got the points that they needed to get, and that's a sign of a good ball team.
Well, the Marauders needed to be pushed like this, and now they have that experience, so you can take all of that, wrap it up with a high-powered offense, the stingy defense, the close game tonight, and take it all to Penns Valley next Friday night. Ford approaches the ball. It's high. It's end over end, and it is right at the goal line, and that is number 22, Fred Helbig, with it, and he gets just nailed around the 18-yard line as he got ahead of steam, ran 18 yards and right into Mike Bender and friends. Chris Mathis down there, hooked there again, and Pat Craig. 1st and 10 for Chestnut Ridge, who will now probably go exclusively to the air. We have 9:34 to go, and BG with a 17-0 lead.
And Rich, here's what I talked about earlier. They threw so many things at Guilfoyle early that didn't work. Now they really got to move the ball in the air, and there's not too much more they can add to be creative. And now Guilfoyle's going to be fully aware of what's coming.
Well, the Marauders look like they're going to rush 4 here. 1st and 10, shotgun formation, double receivers each way. Barefoot picks up the ground ball, steps up into the pocket, has some running room, eludes a couple of tacklers. He's up across the 25-yard line. That's where he's brought down by Sprouse. A fumble. Sprouse and Rowe make the tackle, but the fumble came after the play, and it's going to be 2nd down, and we'll call it a gain of 6 for Barefoot, but that's not what Chestnut Ridge needs at this point. They need to air it out, move the ball downfield quickly, move the sticks, and get into the end zone if they want to get back in this game with 9:06 to go. 17-0 Marauders. Barefoot wide left, and coming to the near side is Joe Utz. Wide to the left. A lot of underclassmen on this team for Chestnut Ridge. They're going to be forced to reckon with next year, and I believe BG opens the season next year with them. Barefoot airs it out, goes down to Barefoot. Sharbaugh knocks it away. At the last minute, Troy Sharbaugh and Barefoot were dueling down there all the way down the sideline, and Sharbaugh, the little 5'7" corner, wins the draw, and it's now 3rd down and 4 for Chestnut Ridge. And as I said, I think BG opens the season next year at Chestnut Ridge. A little bit of a change in the schedule next year.
There's a situation there, Rich, that Barefoot, with a distinct height advantage, should have gone up for the football. He waited for the football to come down, which allowed Troy Sharbaugh to be the same size as him automatically there. He didn't have the aggressiveness to go up and get the football, and I think that's what the coach on the sideline was yelling to his player about. Go get the ball.
And Sharbaugh had the inside position to knock it away. Third down, trips right, back to passes. Barefoot rolls. He's being chased by Dent, throws, and it is knocked away, but that's going to be interference on Troy Sharbaugh, and he doesn't like the call, and neither do the BG coaches. They do not like the call at all, and it's going to be pass interference against the Marauders, and that's going to give Chestnut Ridge a first down, and Coach Irwin is not happy, along with Coach Andros. They're not happy with that call.
I didn't see an interference there at all, Rich. First of all, the ball was thrown very low.
The ball was thrown low, and it wasn't. It was no way it was going to be caught, but Sharbaugh has whistled for pass interference. And Coach Irwin not happy with that call, and it's going to be a first down for Chestnut Ridge, the first down for them in the half.
Well, regardless of the call here, Sharbaugh's aggressiveness has always paid off for him, and you can't tell them, don't be aggressive anymore. Just keep playing that way, and unfortunately, his aggressiveness went against him in that call.
Penalty brings the ball out to the 40-yard line. First and 10. Barefoot shotgun back to pass. Steps, fires to the sideline, and he throws it way out of bounds or over the bench. Pass was intended for Feather. No gain. Incomplete. Second down and 10 with 8:36 left. And BG leading 17-0. You're listening to Bishop Guilfoyle Marauder football on WFPG Altoona. Looks like we will be able to join our Notre Dame pregame right at 9:30. So that'll be good.
And, Rich, I have not seen the ball thrown over the middle from Chestnut Ridge except for maybe once or twice all night, and that's where you got to pick up your yardage.
All the Marauders now have really spread the field out. They're just sending 4 linemen. Now they blitz, and blitzing is Mark Paul, and he gets Barefoot in the backfield around the 39-yard line. Paul and Chris Mathis there to put Barefoot down. Loss of, we'll call it 2 or 1. It'll be third down at 11, but the clock keeps running, 8:20, and the Marauders appear to be on their way to their 8th win of the season, and will jump into 3rd place in the district rankings, and it'll be a horse race to the end next week. BG will be at Penns Valley. Bishop Carroll will play home to Cambria Heights, and Blairsville will entertain Laurel Valley. So those are the 3 games, and Wimber will be on the road also next week. Barefoot back to pass to the right. There's one over the middle, Tony, and it is going to be knocked away by Feather at the last second. It was too tall for Kyle Feather, and he just gives Sharbaugh a little shove. I don't know if it was a love tap or a shove, but
it's just a little love tap. I tell you what, he probably can't figure out. He said, "You're like a little gnat. You're everywhere," he's saying, But I tell you what, you got to give Troy a lot of credit, and
he's
Pat
played very
Craig
well,
and all these football players that seem to be undersized for the definition of a football player, but you don't measure the size, you measure the heart, and that's why they're out there playing this game right now.
Troy Sharbaugh has played an excellent defensive game tonight. Barefoot back to punt, and he boots it again. It's a wobbler. It's going to hit at the sideline and take a bounce at the 28. You're going to roll to the 27, and it will go out of bounds right there.
Yeah, I'm watching that ball roll out of bounds. Just remind me, I was watching the football game today, and I can't remember what game it was, but the team kicked the ball, and the ball was rolling down the field, and there was four jerseys from the punting team surrounding the ball watching it, and then this little scat back came right between 2 of the guys and just picked it up while they were watching. Now, he didn't get very far, but if he'd have broke it, and that's a situation where you down it right away when it's, not rolling a lot.
Well, either that, or do you think the guy that picked it up will get a talking to by the special teams coach?
Well, I would talk to him definitely. Say, next time you do that, make sure there's nobody around you.
Well, that or don't do it at all. You touch that ball, it becomes free. All right, first and 10 for the Marauders. They'll try to whittle as much of this 7:43 away as they can to preserve their 8th win. And Pacifica going back to pass. They're going to pump fake, and he's got 4 down the sideline, and he hits him 45-40. Tommy Ford at the 35, jukes and jives to the 30, breaks the tackle all the way down, out of bounds, inside the 26-yard line. Well, the Marauders aren't finished yet. I think they want to make a statement here coming down the end, Tony. A beautiful pump fake by Pacifico, and the defensive back bit on it, and Tommy Ford, if he didn't have to slow down